Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. Of dungeons and douchebags. Long ago, the land of Irion was governed by many majestic empires. The humans of the plains, the elves of the forest, the Oreads of the mountains, the Marrow of the oceans, and the kobolds and Okiti taking what was left. But, as is so common amongst all with darkness in their hearts, those who had power would not be satisfied until they had more. War broke out, alliances being made and broken in a second, as the once civilized races slew each other in droves in vain attempts to get one more seat of power. The kobolds, on the brink of annihilation, sought out a new draconic god who would protect them. Instead, they found Jogotha. A powerful and terrible dragon, Jogotha cared not for the suffering of those around him. Taking advantage of the warring continent, Jogotha razed Irion to the ground, seeking to carve a mighty empire in his name. A last desperate alliance stood firm against Jogotha, and after a terrible battle, the dragon was finally slain. With Irion torn apart, and no one in any shape to continue the war, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. Now, many years later, Irion has started to rebuild, and the age of clockwork has begun. And our unlikely heroes, gathered first to celebrate a harvest festival, may soon find themselves at the center of another war. Trevlon, the halfling bard.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this mystery right after I've had this little nap.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
You must understand, I will do whatever it takes.
Malifane, the half-elf rogue.
You have me rather curious. Tell me something about you.
Thavagat, the Goliath barbarian.
With victory comes honor. And goes.
And Momo, the Arakakra cleric.
You seem tense. Let me help you.
From humble beginnings, these brave adventurers may soon find themselves the key to saving the fallen empires. Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. Our exhausted heroes spent their last afternoon and night in Ashran-Alora, getting their affairs in order with Solana, Omaran, and Ravanala of the Shi-Sin-Fe. For as it turns out, Solana had signed on to the Shi-Sin-Fe as part of the deal that let them escort her to the Sacred Grove. However, not all the news was cause for celebration. Ravanala reported to Malifane that his mother, Azalea, had her condition worsening, and that she had been moved out of Ashran-Alora to a secure facility elsewhere. And during the night, a dream wraith attacked through the nightmares of those sleeping, nearly slaying Corellian. They survived the encounter, learned that the wraith was sent by someone named the Rotheart, and paid for the damage to the inn during the fight, which also involved summoning an air elemental that was quite brinky. On the way out of Ashran-Alora, Corellian used his newfound paladin powers to summon up a steed, a giant weasel/stoat named Mosha, who the party immediately took a shine to because she was adorable. They had nearly arrived back at Port Mirandu when they came across Lord Stormkirk, the man whose hammer was lost in the caves so many adventures ago, who now demanded it back. They handed it over with almost no problems, but when Thavagat made one smart remark too many, he electrocuted the lot of them and took them prisoner. However, he proved slightly more benevolent than they first thought. Slightly. As he gave them a plot of land with a dilapidated mansion and told them that it was now their stronghold for renovation. And all he asked was, when he called upon them for a favor, that they would do it without question. What will our heroes do with their new home base? Is Stormkirk as benevolent as he seems? What awaits them back in Port Mirandu? And how...
Hello and welcome to Dungeons and Douchebags Fallen Empires 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm your host, Dr. Neo Cortex, of Cortex Strikes Back fame. With me, as always, we've got JoJo.
Hi.
We've got Phil.
Bold of you to assume.
We've got Atlas.
Italics of you to assume.
We've got Scott.
Well, didn't sell as well as we'd hope, but fish?
And we've got Walrus.
Why don't wizards just magic their dicks bigger? It's a real question. Or 11. Hi, I'm here with wizard news.
Let me introduce you to the enlarge reduce spell.
Excellent. Fantastic.
There it fucking is.
There it is.
Wonderful. My wish has been granted.
Yeah, you can turn your penis from a tiny to a small.
Excellent.
Fucking excellent.
What do I do if it's minuscule?
It goes
There's
from
no cure for that.
It goes from diminutive to small. Fucking diminutive.
Call me diminutive McLarge Hugh.
You ladies want to come back to my house and take a look at my diminutive?
Oh God.
Okay,
Take
when
a
you
look at my compact area.
So this is how we're choosing to start, huh?
okay, when you say diminutive though, all I can imagine are like tiny little sweaters.
Dungeons and Douchebags Fall Empires, we're professionals!
Dungeons and Douchebags is filmed before a live studio audience.
You ever seen a
Cue
tic-tac?
laugh track.
You ever seen a Tic Tac thrown at a wet sponge?
No.
This is it. This is the entire fucking stream.
This is it. Welcome.
Well,
Love us.
This is the ideal live stream. You don't know it yet, but this is peak performance.
So, the definition of diminutive, by the way, is extremely or unusually small.
Yeah. I believe the size chart goes medium, then small, then tiny, and then diminutive, and then fine, which is like molecular shit.
This is fine.
Yeah, I was about to fucking say, I
This
thought
is
you meant
fine.
fine.
No,
what
yeah.
about molecular?
Molecular.
Molecular.
Are there any fine creatures? Actually, okay, unrelated to the dick talk. Are there any fine creatures in this world?
Have you seen some of the NPCs? Of course there are.
I mean, have you looked at the Mermaid Queen? I mean, damn!
How could I not?
Damn.
Bada bing.
I
realize we
mean,
were still in the pre-show.
damn!
Damn.
Damn.
But to answer that question seriously, microbes are probably a thing. I'm sure bacterium and viruses exist.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely seeing like the Ebola virus with a stat. It's a bit
Not
weird.
yet.
Yeah,
It's
Ebola
just
virus. It attacks
fantasy
with a
Ebola.
dagger.
I want that. I want
Fantasy Ebola, he says.
Yeah,
to see Ebola.
like fantasy gout or fantasy lycanthropy.
Just
Wait
stop
a second.
immediately.
Stop. How dare you bring fantasy gout back into my life? Where
Well,
the fuck?
Right, what are we doing?
what are you doing?
What are we doing a live stream?
Okay, so last time, you all were basically abducted by Lord Stormkirk, who is not a very nice man. But then he turned out to be kind of cool. It's like, hey, you guys want a stronghold? Here, have this abandoned manor. It's your job to renovate it, okay? And,
And Phil nut himself because of how excited he was.
yeah, Phil, being a SimCity player, fucking nutted.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
How dare you
Never
speak the
played
truth?
Sims.
Matt was like, I'm gonna leave. Oh, first chance I get, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna freaking go.
And then we all called him stupid.
Well, that's not exactly how it worked.
And then I
Can
think
be.
you all decided what you wanted to build first. You made some plans you were going to get more money to keep building, and then you headed in for the night.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
you are correct.
So,
Some of what you said was behind the scenes, as far as I can recall, though.
I believe behind the scenes, yes, but you did decide you wanted to build the stables and the shrine first. That was on stream.
Yes, of course.
And I think we paid for the gardens as well.
And the gardens,
gardens,
yes. And the
yeah.
gardens, yes.
Yes.
Garden stables, those have been paid for. And
Alright.
shrine, garden stables, they've been paid.
Yeah.
All right,
We've
so
also,
you,
asked to get Kailani for the shrine as a work.
yes, because
recommended.
if something needs a skilled hireling and you have someone in mind, you can request them, and hopefully they'll show up. Who knows?
Yes.
And Kailani
Hopefully.
is a good boy. So
He is
He is a
indeed.
good
probably
Hopefully.
And that is one of our many things on our current itinerary for this session, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite excited.
All right, but first, you sleep. Thank you for the bits.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The night passes mostly uneventfully. Momo, on the other hand, has a bad dream. You dream you're in a nest with several other young baby Aarakocra, and your parents, both shining budgie-like Aarakocra, fly down to feed you, to read you stories and stuff. Beautiful shimmering plumage, kind of like yours. And then in the distance, you hear boom, boom, the sound of some kind of war machine. And your parents fly off to investigate what it is. And you hear screaming as like feathers and blood fly into the nest. And this gaunt, tall dragonborn with a jaw nearly hanging off his frame steps into view, looks down at the nest, and starts chuckling. You and the rest of the children scramble. You're the only one who manages to make it out of the nest, and behind you can hear screaming, and then you hear this deep chant as I type it in the chat because it's gonna be hard to spell. Asatroniondem, Ishkavelianandem, Otarin Yasuria, Ashkaprisekulva. Over and over, just this chant. Asatroniondem, Ishkavelianandem, Otarin Yasuria, Ashkaprisekulva. And as it reaches a crescendo, you wake up in a cold sweat.
I look around me, making sure my surroundings are real.
Your surroundings are real. You are in one of the 5 bedrooms in what was called in passing Battenrant's Hall, but you feel like you could probably rename it something more familiar since you have no idea why it's called that. But yeah, it's a rather threadbare and not the most comfortable bed you've ever slept in, but it's definitely real.
What was that? I get up and is there a restroom nearby, like a mirror or something?
Yeah, you've got privies in all the bedrooms for doing your business.
Cool. I go over to the mirror, I look at myself in the dim light, and I just stare in there for a moment, making sure that I'm real. I comb my feathers back, and I just take a sigh of relief, and I go back to bed.
All right. The rest of the night passes pretty uneventfully. Everyone is woken up in the morning by the sound of loud hammers and sawing wood. Corellian, even though you left Moshka outside to sleep, Moshka has climbed into the bed with you and is kind of like leaning on you, snoring.
Good girl.
Good girl.
I wake up and it is absolutely impossible to be mad or disgruntled or even have an iota of negative feeling towards her. God, I love her. I just pet her. She's so wonderful.
She's so
She is the best, and I love her.
Her leg kind of twitches as you pet her.
Oh, God, I love her.
Fucking much.
This was such a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you for blessing me with this.
All right. But yeah, you all are woken up pretty early in the morning. What do you do?
We're woken up?
Yeah, you
Define early.
early in the morning, sun's barely rising.
Oh, boy.
I'm going back to bed.
All right, Thavagat tries to go back to sleep. And then... Dunk, 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 dunk! More hammering right outside his window.
Oh, I'm up. God.
This continues for a while.
I
Thavagat goes to the source of the hammering.
All right. You groggily head outside to the source of the hammering. There are actually 2 places where they're hammering. There's one room inside that they're kind of like decorating, nailing bits up, and then outside they're putting up a small wooden structure. Which one are you going to?
Go to the wooden structure.
All right, the wooden structure.
Outside.
You go outside towards the back, near where you said you wanted the gardens to be. People are putting up a wooden structure, and you can see blueprints nearby for several stalls. You get the feeling these are the stables. There's a human who's overseeing a couple other humans constructing it who turns towards you and is like, you're he pulls out a paper, squints at it. The Vagath Nutla Thutla, right?
Yep, that's me.
All right, Mr. Nutla Thutla. This is gonna be the stables you ordered. Nothing too fancy. Mostly it's like places you put your animals and shit. Should take about 6 days. Probably a little less if you leave someone behind to oversee it.
Oh, okay. Did I get you anything to drink?
You got any ale?
Well, I might too. I'll be right back.
Okay, whatever. All right, and you head off as the man keeps shouting at other workers how to do their jobs in sawing and hammering wood. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm getting up and trying to stay as conscious as I can.
All right.
And I go to put on my new tunic.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Yeah, you're all fancy-like now.
Yeah.
Escal leaves the room to try and figure out what the hell that racket is.
All right. You head outside. Definitely there's the sound of, like, hammering and sawing inside and outside. If you're heading outside, you run into Thavagath right as he comes back in.
What the hell is going on out here? Place looks like a sty.
Oh, yeah, it was, construction. Building shit. It's good.
Or maybe they could keep it down. I'm trying to sleep a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd give up on that dream for a bit. I'm going to try and find some mail. Want to join me?
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Not like I'm going to be around for much longer.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, good thing. That's a good point. What exactly causes you to change? Is it purely light thing, or is it your ability to see?
What do you mean?
Oh, I've been thinking. I'm way too tired for this. I'll address it later.
Suit yourself.
All right. Around this time, Momo gets done cleaning up and heads out to the common room, seeing you two.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
Morning, Momo, correct?
Yes, correct. I'm surprised you could manage that without barking up an insult.
The boy gave me a change of heart, I suppose you could call it. At least for the time being. We'll see how things play out.
We will see. How's your morning been so far, both of you?
Yeah, good. I had a decent sleep. Woke up by construction.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that's the...
Not exactly the most pleasant thing.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that they're building the... Do I know what they're building?
Given that you were around when you were deciding what should be built first, you get the feeling they're building shrine, stables, and the garden.
I have a feeling I know what they're building.
Oh, so you actually know something about this.
They're building the shrine and the stables outside.
So that's why it looks like a sty. Because it's a literal sty.
My literal sty.
Yeah.
Where's everyone else?
Trevlon, being Trevlon, I assume you didn't actually go to bed and tried writing and then were just like at the table the whole time.
No, I don't sleep. What are you, crazy?
What kind of assumption is this? Frankly,
What kind of strange theory is that?
Well, you know what happens when you make assumptions. Makes an ass out of you and me.
I like that.
That's
So
very
Trevlon
much true.
So is Trevlon awake or passed out on the table?
There's probably a bit of both. He's like awake, but not very conscious. He's,
Yeah,
like he's not
I
very
would go
aware
with
of
that.
himself.
That's a mood in itself.
It's just been a very long night.
Can I go check up on him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I go over to Trevlon and I kind of tap his shoulder.
Well, what is that? Oh, hello, hi. Hello, yes.
Hello, Stasha. Earth says hello.
Hello, yes. I've not been awake for 24 hours. Hmm?
Like your story.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Being conflicted, basically. Still trying to figure out whether or not I hate or like our new boss, but, having a home is nice. And, not having to sleep in my office is also nice.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to get you anything? A drink or anything?
Water? I'm dehydrated. I don't think I've drank since I passed out on the road thanks to the lightning.
Not healthy. I will be
No.
back in a moment.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
also, when you come back with the water, can we talk briefly? Just you and me? Sorry, boys, it's just something important that me and Momo know, but you don't. Not to keep secrets.
Oh, sure, of course.
Some taken.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I go to get his boss.
All right. So, Thavagoth, Ez, and Momo head for the kitchen area to look for where you can get water. Mushka's already gotten down there as soon as she woke up looking for food, so she's kind of like dipping her head into the water trough going...
Good!
Oh, good. Thavagoth walks past them and just, like, tentatively, well, not tentatively, but, like, casually just strokes her fur as they...
She does not care in the slightest.
She likes
Yeah.
pets. She knows you.
Yeah. She's been told that pets from you are okay, so...
Nice.
Good.
Yeah. Did you follow Mushka down, Corellian, or are you still kind of groggily wandering?
I will say, so the bedrooms, would they be on the ground floor or like the second floor?
Second
Or
floor.
is there a second floor? Okay. I would say as soon as I got like an idea of what was going on, as soon as I was awake enough to really realize what was happening, I would have probably just sort of like went down the stairs and went outside like immediately to try and find the people who were working on the garden.
All right. People who are working on the gardens are kind of nearby the people who are working on the stable. They're trying to shout orders at each other and like plant some plants, you know, because I'm a horticulturalist. I know what I'm talking about. It's just that the stables are way louder.
Yeah.
All I can imagine is the majority of that loud hammering noises is coming from making the garden.
Yep, they're just hammering down a plant. Boom, boom,
I
boom.
honestly thought it was Stormkirk just trying to bang down the door for a second.
I
door
wouldn't be
would be
surprised
fucking
if that
dead.
was the case.
Wake up, fuckers!
You say that as if he doesn't have a spell that just opens doors when he yells real loud.
God.
Oh, you right. You right. Point taken.
Pardon, excuse me, kind of like at the gardening people.
The overseer turns to you, pulls out a sheet of paper. Yeah, you're Corellian? He looks up. You don't look like a god to me, Mr. Corellian Lotharian.
No, Corellian, not Corellon. I get that, surprisingly.
He looks at that. Is that supposed to be a fucking L, Jerry?
Either way, don't worry about it. You're garden overseer, correct?
Yeah.
I actually had a bit of a request. What sort of things do you have in the works for planting right now?
Let's see. Just the standard 10 gold package. Pretty standard stuff. Like, yeah, if you'll pardon the pun. Garden variety, herbs and spices and shit. Mostly food stuff.
Of course. How much extra would it be to add some roses to it?
Roses? Like what kind of quality roses are you looking for?
Nothing too fancy or expensive or exotic. Even
just
thorns are fine. It's
regular old roses, probably 2 silver.
Yeah. If you can get that done, that would mean the world to me. And Carlene will hand over 2 silver.
All right. The guy pockets the silver, says, "Much obliged." Jerry, we need some fucking roses.
Well,
Good luck with that handwriting.
All right.
I love them all.
And then he just angrily shakes the paper in response. I take some calligraphy classes, damn it!
I will just kind of turn around and go back inside because I'm not getting underfoot of that.
All right. So you get back inside around the time Thav and company have gotten some water.
Morning, Corellian.
Oh, yeah. Morning. Hope that, yes, sort of points out noises going off. Hope everyone slept well. Yeah.
As best as I could.
I think I may have passed out, like, a second ago. Literally a second ago. I don't think I slept much.
You really need to take care of yourself, Trev.
My brain... Okay, I would love to do that. You know what? Some part of me goes, you know what, Trevlon? You need to care about yourself. You need to really give yourself time to sleep. But then my brain goes, let me think about something real quick. And then it keeps doing that for hours.
Well,
shut that pot off, for fuck's sake.
That would involve death, and no thank you.
Well, don't make somebody else care about you for you or anything like that.
Point taken. In any case, what are we doing? How long are we going to stay here until we decide to go back to Old Ren and get our payment?
That's a good question.
It is. It's exactly why I asked it.
Well, I know that Thav had something with Thav wanted to try and get the armoire back and sell it. I don't know how that'll go, but that was in the works. And
I do remember that.
Thav's head immediately perks up as he says, "Oh, fuck, yes." And then he reaches into his robe and pulls out several pieces of paper. "I've actually been thinking," and he just looks like super excited.
No worries. There's a first time for everything.
Several sheets of paper with little scribbles on them, and most notably a nicely written out list of I've been thinking about this a little bit too hard, but I have a plan.
Be careful.
All right. Speaking of plan, who wants to see my not at all thrown together in 10 minutes map with the list and stuff?
Oh, yes.
I love it.
And below is the list.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Have some grid paper to grow out what you want.
And the kicker is, he didn't actually draw anything yet.
Good shit.
Thank God for the two members of the group with calligrapher's tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fucking... Okay. I have list of what I think we should prioritize in terms of renovation, if you guys care enough about this as I do. But I plan on going over to fucking Port Mirandu, try and retrieve the armor of invulnerability, sorry, by whichever one it was. One of those two. Find mermaid boy, find pretty scholar lady, ask them if they would like to come work with us, find old Ren, and then I will be finding some way to get the Anwar over to Ashton and Alora. I was thinking, and if you guys have any better ideas, please lay them on me. I was thinking I could join a caravan, get myself over there by myself, and you guys can just do whatever it is you want to do.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, because, I mean, I think Stormkirk mentioned that work tends to go faster if we're about and overseeing, so I mean,
If it's not too much trouble, Fab, would I be able to come with you? So, okay. Long story short, I have a piece of work that I need to hand into the thing. Yeah, I need to go and hand that in and make sure that I keep my position in the Journalists Guild. You okay if I come along? You cool? Yeah?
What Niranda?
Yeah?
I mean, I thought we were all going there anyway.
oh yeah.
Oh, right. I was
Yeah,
confused.
So for Port Niranda, yeah, I assumed that was a big group field trip, but to Ashton I'll be doing that by myself.
Okay, fair enough.
If I can.
If you can.
See what happens.
Theoretically, you could get the caravan sent off, just by... Do you want to make sure that the armoire is actually kept safe?
I want to... It's invincible, isn't it?
You're implying that thing will get damaged in any way.
I mainly want to make sure that I can get a decent price.
I understand that. Fair enough. All right then. That seems like a plan. When should we initiate it?
I believe Stormkirk wanted to talk to us at some point today, if memory serves. So
right?
time after that, really.
Did he?
I don't remember that. And again, I wasn't there for that.
He's gonna talk to us today.
Very briefly, as you're talking about this in the common room, he actually walks in and is like, yes, I see you're up and about. Very quick question for you, since you...
Question? Who the fuck are you?
Okay. Please excuse...
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a bit weird. As I'll explain later. Sorry, my lord.
Just bear with him.
Roll diplomacy. Or persuasion, rather.
Shit. Which one of us?
I'm going to say Trevlon with advantage, because that was helping.
Good.
You're so
Good choice.
nice to us.
I think that's a really good idea. Persuasion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
With advantage.
On the account of he legitimately has no idea who this guy is.
Hey.
God damn, 9? Fuck, that's some good.
I have big plans.
Yep.
He has big energy.
Big energy.
Big energy. Big halfling energy.
Big.
Big halfling, that's an oxymoron.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
He just...
Yes, I know.
He just stares and is like, see to it he learns quickly. Now...
He will.
Now then, since you have decided to build a shrine in the middle of the manor, I figured now would be the best time to ask, who exactly is the shrine to?
I look at Momo and go, who's your deity again, Momo?
The god Malil, the god of song and poetry.
He stares blankly at you.
He's not a very common ship's figure.
Well, if that's the case, then, hell, maybe we could make this place the sort of first place that really talks about it in this country. As long as everybody else is comfortable with that, of course.
With that.
I know you are. I was wondering about everybody else. Not everyone worships Malil.
They should.
No skin off my back.
I assume that is a particular reason you ask this, my lord.
I assume this because you can't exactly set up a shrine to just about any god. Otherwise, it might as well be pure decoration and they won't be able to hear you.
Fair.
Yeah. Obviously.
Out of character, hypothetically speaking, could we set up shrines to multiple gods if we wanted to?
Yes, if you wanted to pay for another shrine, you could. If you wanted to build a freestanding temple, that could be for multiple gods. I believe at least 3. But yeah.
Okay. Just curious.
And then he sighs again. Right, I'll have my men look for any holy symbols valued by this Malil. And it should be built within 15 days or so, unless one of you were to stay here and oversee it.
Thank memes.
Bank means.
I have no idea what that means.
So it's code for really cool.
He just continues to stare at you, and it's like,
we're all very comfortable with that. Let's continue.
You may go.
Got it.
Trevlon, you said you needed to speak with me?
I do. Let's hold back a little bit and let everybody else go on their way before we chat, just in case.
As everyone is walking away, S just says, "Seriously, who the fuck was that guy?"
Actually, as how much more time of potential as conversation ability do I have?
When's the big ball of light coming up?
Yeah, you continue asking when's the light coming up, and you stand right as the sun comes up and shines at you.
Oh, there it is. Good God, what happened last night?
Construction. Either way. Never mind then. Carlian will walk off.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, now that they've walked off, Momo and Trevlon, what did you want to say?
So, it seems to me that we're probably going to have to answer the question when we get back and find the armoire, aren't we?
What are you talking about?
Our friend who decided to bail on us.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
You remember him?
I
Glinquinol,
do.
Rat King, Niktar, all those other names?
Yes, I get it!
Yeah, we need to... I don't think I can lie about it.
If they
But
ask us, we'll just tell them.
I guess we'll have to. How do you think they'll take it? Just what do you think?
We will have to face the wrath of Corellian, I have no doubt about that.
Yes, for sure, yes.
Mal, Fane, and S, I'm not sure how they'll take it.
Ez won't care, Mal might. That's how I think about it.
And Thav,
I think he might just be confused. I mean, fair enough, it is a bit of a confusing decision in retrospect, but here we go.
I agree. But I'm also really worried. What if...
Why?
I don't know, I have a bad feeling.
Listen, you were an accomplice on this, alright? This was my idea. So, if Thav gets cross at you, he's got me to answer to. I'll take responsibility. I think that's what I was trying to draw you back for anyway. I don't worry
want you
about
to take all of the blame for it, though.
But
Listen, we're both responsible for this, like it or not. Because I'm not letting you bear the wrath of Corellian and Thav if he does get mad. Because it's both of our faults.
Alright. I'll trust you. I'm just...
I'm just as nervous as you are.
It's not just that. It's just, for some reason, I feel... This is going to sound very embarrassing if I say it out loud, so you have to bear with me on this.
Bearing with you?
I feel protective of most of our friends, right? This is like a family to me, us 5. But the idea of you getting yelled at and hurt particularly rubs me the wrong way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like, that's that.
Honestly,
look at that spicy subscription.
Subscription, yes.
Thank you for the spicy subscription. I thought I turned the noises off. Motherfucker. Who is in Roll20? Who is in Streamlabs altering what theme we're using? I turned to the quiet one.
Hell yeah.
That's spicy.
Wait, what the fuck did I step away for 1 second. What did I miss?
Why did you
Subscription?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it.
I'm gonna press you on this later.
God. All right, so
getting back into character, yeah.
You reunite with the party.
Right.
Okay.
We are back. We're back in business, and everything that we needed to talk about has been talked about.
Yeah. Long story short, we're taking blame for it, and you don't need to worry about me. Why, if you don't mind me asking, why are you a little more protective of me? If it goes too deep, I apologize.
Long story short, I think it's... A while back, I used to have a lot of family, right? Brothers, sisters, and a mother. I've told you about her, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just... You remind me of like a younger sister or a brother or something like that. I don't want you to get hurt, basically. The others, they're like my older siblings. They can defend for themselves. They can kick ass really hard. And I know you can as well, but it's just... I don't... Yeah.
You know, it warms my heart to think that you think of me like that, in an odd way.
Certainly odd is the right way of describing it. I apologize in advance, by the way.
No, don't apologize. It's okay. I appreciate the concern.
Not too weird, hopefully?
No, not at all.
Thank God. Fantastic. I can remain confident in the knowledge that I am weird for other reasons. Excellent. Okay. Right.
Alright.
But, yeah.
So, when we eventually do get to destination, should we go look for him?
Yes, I think we should ask. Maybe not necessarily look, but ask. For sure.
Yeah, and what if that was going off by himself? I feel like me and you should go off by ourselves. Like, you said you had a paper to turn in, right?
Yes, I do. And God knows I could use another interaction between you and my boss.
If it makes you feel more comfortable, I could wait outside, and then when you get done, me and you could go look for the bastard.
Okay. I really am still hoping he left not because he was betraying us. I really hope he had a good reason. Okay. Let's get this done.
Off we go.
All right, you reconvene with the others.
Buddy, pal, friends, we're on our way.
All right.
Yes.
And I guess since you have nothing else to say, you go on your way out of the hall towards Port Mirandu.
Sweet! Here we go, friends!
All right, so shouldn't really affect anything, but what particular hex do you want to end on before you get to the city?
Is this a trick question?
There are two. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I saw. All right.
Wait, are all of us going? I thought it was just Dav and...
We're all going
You're all going
Port
to
Mirandu.
Port Mirandu, is what I heard.
Okay.
It's from Port Mirandu that you split up and do whatever, is what I am pretty sure is happening. All right. So, you head out. Boop. Morning passes without incident. Afternoon passes without incident. And that dice falls off the table. And the evening passes without incident. You settle down
Nice.
and make camp. Oh, nice. You get one of the unusual campsites from my table.
Oh my!
All right. So, as you head along the plains, you hear this familiar magical hum and turn, and there's a floating door somewhere off to your right. You go to open it, and it opens into this extra-dimensional space. You remember this space as you were heading towards the City of Shimmering Lights. The extra-dimensional safe campsite has moved from the coastline to somewhere over here. So, yeah. You,
Not want to look a gift camp in the mouth.
all right.
I think I've ever heard of that expression.
It's a play on horse and gift horse and fuck, never mind.
I see.
Actually, if you have the time, would you be willing to have a bit of a chat?
Oh, sure. Oh, wouldn't mind.
All right.
All right. You step aside to have a little chat.
So,
What's on your mind?
Well, I was actually kind of concerned. So I know you and Mel communicate between that journal, right?
Aye.
Has he been keeping up with that?
I hoped he would. He's kind of the bookworm. I mean, if anyone lost that thing, I'd kind of be in deep shit.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, the fact that you didn't know who that lordly-looking type was the other morning had me a bit concerned. We were impressed into service by said lord, who basically made us caretakers of that manor, so to speak. He's the same one. I'm not sure if you recall or were aware of the hammer that we found in the caves under the inn. Yeah?
Aye, I do remember that.
Yes, that was his hammer, and then we ended up getting, there was a whole kerfuffle with the master of Port Mirandu, and then, yes, it being an artifact, so he came, got the artifact back, and we're now pseudo working with him, and Mal is, he's gotten a bit of a tizzy about it all, despite the fact that this is a man who could literally kill us all with one snap of his fingers. Probably less that. So, just so that you're aware of that, since it seems that, well, so,
Let me stop you right there.
Aye.
From previous experience, it seems like whenever the boy doesn't really have anything of interest to note down, he doesn't write it. Now, from what you've told me, this man seems to be a bit of a, what would you say?
Interest.
Interest, let's use that. But if the boy doesn't exactly see him eye to eye, then I guess he just didn't bother to write the name down. At least, that's how I see it anyways.
He was definitely interested in Stormkirk, interested to the fact of being straight up fucking rude, and then basically saying that he would run away at first opportunity, so that sounds definitely interesting, if you catch my drift.
Did he ever bother to address him by name?
Not that I recall.
And there you go.
Interested enough to leave all the rest of us behind, apparently, but, actually, what happens when you're not around? Where do you go? Is that's probably... You don't have to answer that, but...
Oh, believe me, I'd love to answer that, but, that's a question I don't even know myself. Do I go into a subconscious? Do I go into a little tiny hole in the back of his brain?
So it's just like a lights on, lights off type scenario, or...
It would be one hell of a moment if you put him under a strobe light, let me tell you. But, unfortunately, I don't have the answer for you. Sorry, dear.
So, there was another thing that was... When we left Ashra and Alora, there was... Mel got some sort of news, and, well, I guess I wanted to see if you were holding up decently enough, since he seemed kind of shook. I don't know if it would affect you in the same way, but, well... Or if you're even aware of it, well...
I'm aware. I guess I've just never really thought too much about it. I mean, she's not my mother.
Fair enough.
What's with that look? Seems as if you don't even know that he even told you anything about it.
Well, he didn't tell us shit about it, but it seemed to affect him well enough, so I figured I might as well ask you.
You might want to have a little chat with him. It's not in my place now, is it?
I don't give a shit. If he doesn't want to talk when offered, then he doesn't have to talk, but nobody asks you about things, so... Well, I don't want to know what happened. I just wanted to know if things were all right.
Yeah, well, if you had a loved one who was, well, on the verge of a deathbed, I don't think you would exactly be in the right mind space now, would you? You have experience with this.
There are different types of people in this world, and some people take actions and make decisions, and others flounder. That's not saying that it's a bad thing to flounder, it's a natural reaction, but
Personally, I find the smarter ones are the ones who actually start to take action rather than just sitting around and just talking about it. Oh, sure, you can have conversations here and there, but why just stop and sit around when you can actually do something about it?
Precisely. Well, at any rate, don't mind Moska. I know you met her, but she likes pets.
So she does. I noticed when Momo and Thav were having a little bit of a pet of their... having a little chat with each other, petting them, stroking them. It was admittedly cute, I will admit. Well, is that all the business you would have with me?
Not unless you have any with me.
None that I can think of. At least, not at the moment.
Sounds good. I'll take a watch.
Have a good evening. I know I will.
All right. You settle down and take watch, Corellian. Roll perception. You don't say anything. Anyone taking second watch?
I'll take second watch.
Okay, roll perception.
Oh, really? Hopefully this scent won't poop on me. Don't laugh at me. Did I stutter?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Perception, you said?
Yes. All right. You keep close watch. You don't see anything dangerous. And then I just remembered, this is completely pointless because you're in the extra-dimensional space that keeps you safe from random encounters.
Keep going with it. Fuck it, keep going with it anyway.
Keep going. Yeah, why not? Who's gonna take third watch?
Woo. Oh, I do.
All right.
Me.
You sense something on the horizon, something chaotic, something card-shaped.
Oh, no.
It's that time again!
Butter my biscuits. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who's next? Is it Walrus?
I think it's Walrus, yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, here we go. My butt is taught. Here we go. So I taught it English. Is what it's gonna say.
It's gonna say, oh, that's not good.
Oh no.
Doesn't look good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't like the look of that.
This is the waxworks. Travelon, you suddenly wake up. You are encased in wax from the waist down and completely paralyzed.
Oh, this is good. Any way I can get out of this?
Yeah,
Really?
sure. Probably not without help.
I call for help.
What kind of wax is this?
It looks like a whole lot of candle wax, pretty hard.
I call out and say, "Help, please! I'm very
right.
stuck."
You call out and everyone groggily wakes up, seeing you half encased in wax.
What's going on
What?
here?
What
Oh
happened to
god.
you?
Okay, don't be alarmed. I was doing the watch. Well, I wasn't even doing the watch. I was just asleep, and then I woke up, and this is what happened. I'm just this. I'm just a wax man now.
I go over to it. I knock on it.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Can you
Candle wax?
Yeah, it looks
Candle
like it.
wax?
You could probably turn me into a really pretty good scented candle. I'd smell of newspapers and sadness.
Can I smell the wax to see if it's scented?
It smells like death.
No, this is not a good
this?
candle. Let's get you out of there immediately.
Yeah,
Damn
Crow
it.
extends
Oh.
claw.
All right.
I was just gonna say. Oh wait, so it's his lower half that's encased, right?
Lower half, yes.
Lower half. Okay. Now, stop me if you're quick enough. But Tavagat's gonna pick him up in his entirety and just following the contours of where his body should bend naturally, forces a bend.
Make him. Anyone
I
wanna
was just
stop?
gonna pull him out with my claw, extend a hand and have him grab it and then pull because candle wax is fairly brittle. Let's do that before we accidentally break Trump.
Oh, it's already happened. What happened?
Well, I thought he was encased in wax, not made of wax now.
No, you
All
said
right.
where you think he naturally bends.
Where you think he naturally bends, and that's Thavagat talking. But Corellian did offer a claw first, so we'll go with Corellian's plan first. Make a strength check.
Thank God. I like having my spine.
I like you having your spine too. Do I need to roll anything to pull him out or
Strength
break
check.
the wax?
Strength check.
Acquire me. Go.
Acquire it.
Acquire him.
With relatively little problems, you just pull and eventually snap him out of the wax, and as soon as he gets free, it dissolves into this black mist with a hissing noise.
I'm no artisan, but wax isn't supposed to do that last I
I
checked.
don't like that.
I anticipate if I stayed in there too long, that would have been bad. Am I correct in that assumption, by the way?
Make an Arcana check.
I will. And not with advantage.
Good call.
Arcana. Shit.
That was probably bad.
Yeah, it seems
Can
bad.
I roll an Arcana check real quick?
Sure, I'll allow one more.
Yes. Let's see if my boy knows this.
All right.
Do it. Believe in you.
Please, Lord.
I believe in you.
Big faith.
You call upon your mighty headband of intellect to think on if that would be bad, and you conclude, yeah, that would probably be bad.
I have information. It's bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, look, as long as we know to avoid it, we'll avoid it.
Yeah.
How do you avoid something that comes up with absolutely no warning whatsoever as the tides of chaos roll over?
Just don't look at it.
Increased prayer?
Meditate.
All
Speaking
right.
of,
How do we get out of
kale?
How do you get out of here? There's still a little door-shaped portal you can just step out of into the morning.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. You just step on out, and welcome to morning. I don't need to ask you where you're going. It's pretty obvious. Welcome back to Port Mirandu.
Yeah.
You know, I actually really missed this place.
Well, that's not what I wanted at all.
I guess we're not home anymore.
Yes, we're not missing them. We don't want to support Miranda.
Yep.
Sorry.
I don't want to go here.
On second thought, let's not go to Port Mirandu. It's a silly place.
Silly
Tis
place.
indeed.
All right. As I pull up that particular track, it's hustling and bustling. You get there around midday, so basically everyone's awake, going about their business.
Feels good to be back.
So, do we want to go back to the fiery grog first and try and find old Ran, or
I think that's a good plan.
We might as well all be there for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Where we can.
We can split off after that.
You head back towards the Fiery Grog Tavern. Guglug, the bouncer, is there out front, looking a little nervous. He sees you and is like, "Hey, welcome back, guys. Just a very, very quick reminder. No weapons and magic inside the tavern, please."
What's wrong? You look like
It's
you've seen a ghost.
Oh, no. I haven't seen a ghost or anything. That would be silly. Roll insight.
Will
All
do.
of us?
I've actually seen a ghost.
Just Mel.
Okay.
He's definitely not seen a ghost specifically, but there's something going on inside the tavern that seems to have him rattled.
Well, do you mind if we go in and check? Or
Sure, by all means, just keep that rule in mind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh, have there
of
been
course.
incidents recently?
Is
Come
there
on,
an
man.
incident currently?
Yeah, you could say that. Maybe not out loud, so loud, but yeah, you could say there's an
Trevlon.
incident.
Trevlon enters.
All right, you enter Trevlon, and
Oh.
before you can see several guards, just basically turning the place upside down. Who interrogating some patrons, interrogating the mermaid who's in the dancing water tank in the center. She's kind of like shrugging at them, like I have no idea what the hell you're saying. And
Do the guards have any? Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Do the guards have any sort of insignia? Or
You recognize some of them. They are the city guard for Port Niranda.
okay.
Anybody look like they're in charge?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Come on, Trevlon. Give me that sick, slick insight.
All right. Directly ahead of you at one of the tables, there is a man with a thick goatee, wearing like chainmail and a helmet, crossbow slung across his back, sitting at a table, looking around the place, drinking some ale. He looks like he is in charge.
Trevlon sort of does a cough and says, excuse me.
Who are you?
My name is Trevlon Bluequill. I'm a journalist currently residing at just outside of Port Mirandu. I'm wondering what exactly you're doing to dear Toffdeer's establishment.
Might I ask why exactly you'd be curious about that sort of thing?
Because I'm Toffdeer's friend.
I see. I
Yeah.
see, he says, nodding. Then perhaps you would be able to tell me about the location of a couple of items of interest. And he starts rattling stuff off. In lieu of specifics, I'll just say you know them from your time at the newspaper as stuff that has been recently stolen from warehouses across Port Mirandu.
We unfortunately don't know much about that, but I can give you all the, information I have. I've been doing some bits of reporting on it on the side, but not that much.
I
I
see.
can give you all the information I have.
That would
Try
be
and help.
appreciated.
I'll step forward and rummage through my bag and do that then, just so I can get this guy on his way quicker.
All right. While Trevlon's doing that, what do the rest of you do?
I go to this guy.
You go up to Toffdeer, and the guard turns to you, does a little double take upon seeing you're an Aarakocra, and then Toffdeer's like, yes, of course. My two friends here, they are frequent customers. They know I am a legitimate businessman, and have no idea what you're talking about with this whole smuggling business.
He has no idea what you're talking about the smuggling business.
The guard just
And he just flashes a smile.
does a triple take. And is like, you're bird.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have eyes.
He turns to Thav again. Points at Momo. He's bird.
He's bored.
He's a bird.
bored.
Mal yells from across the room. He's a burb.
Yeah, the guard who's up front turns to you. Malifane gives you a dirty look, but then leans over, nods an appraisal, and and the guard fumbles for like a notepad, starts scribbling stuff down furiously. Toffdeer leans over the bar, starts whispering. Perfect timing, guys. They decided to start increasing the frequency of sweeps of the place, Apparently someone up top doesn't like me and decided, hey, maybe we should send the guards to go bother Toffdeer about what he used to do for a living.
Speaking about bothering, can I bother you for just a moment?
Oh my god, this is not a good time.
I know it's a bad time, but please, this is super important.
The guard leans in. What are you whispering about?
Personal stuff.
It's bored.
Nothing
Okay.
about smuggling.
Bored.
Oh, you're asking about smuggling, you say? I know
No,
what's
we're
in the
not!
gun.
That's not what I said!
Alright.
At
I
which
leap
point
over the
Thabagath
counter.
picks up. Okay, never mind.
You
Momo
most certainly
is-
do not. As soon as you try, the guard grabs you and holds you back. Corellian, what are you doing?
Wait, he holds me back or he holds staff back?
He holds you back because you're the one who tried to climb over the counter. Carillion, what are you doing?
I am. Wow, there is a lot to unpack here all of a sudden. I'm guessing I'm not doing all too much yet. Should the need arise, I am ready to cause as big of a distraction as I can. Having left Mosca outside, at the instant we need a distraction, I will tell her to come in.
You got it.
And yeah.
All right. So, the guard by Mal says, "All right, you know anything about the bird? Not the bird. Smuggling, not the bird. Smuggling. Where are you going? Hey, I'm talking to you." He says ineffectively as you just walk past him.
Wait, what's going on?
He's trying to ask you some questions, dude.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
No, keep doing that. It works. I love it.
Okay.
You just walk past him, completely ignoring his attempts to question you about smuggling, and go over to the center tank.
Can I assume I can, Primordial, can I speak with the mermaid?
Yes, you can.
I go up to the tank and knock on the glass to get her attention.
She turns to you glaring, points up to a sign that says, "Don't tap the glass."
Sorry. Do you know anything about what happened here?
The guard notices you talking in Primordial, and, as the mermaid stares and starts to say something, he's like, "Ah, great, someone who speaks this freak's language. Great, congratulations, you're an interpreter."
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we need to ask this lady some questions. Apparently she and Mr. He looks at a list. Mr. Duflame used to be part of a smuggling crew a couple of years back, and it's been reported that they have some treasures of the crown still hidden away somewhere in this place, so we're looking for them.
How loud is he saying that?
Loud enough that you could hear.
I'm hearing very clearly. Then I'm keeping an idea.
Yeah, I look to Trevlon just to see what his reaction to this is.
All right.
Trevlon is trying to remain trying to make sure that he gives as much information as he can, but now realizing that Toftir might actually be incriminated, he tries to steer a little bit away from any mention of Toftir and the mer person.
All right.
I'm trying to think about how to go about communication in a less than, alright, so I just mutter under my breath, "I do."
Say what you think is true. And by that I mean, say what you know. And by that I mean, you don't know anything.
What a mood.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to assume you used message to send that, so...
Correct.
That makes this so much easier. Okay, anyways. I'll do what I can, but I'm afraid I don't think I can really help much outside of that department.
All right.
Treasures of the crown, you say?
Yeah, Treasures of the Crown, says the first one who was trying to get Mal's attention the whole time. Yes, thank you, someone who knows something.
I didn't think there was any sort of crown in Irion. I mean,
yeah,
I just came in.
It's a wibbly-wobbly sort of thing, something to do with Lord Stormkirk or something. Apparently he came back into town a couple days back.
Oh, Stormkirk actually was, what sort of treasures have gone missing? That sounds just terrible.
Well, according to Mr. Lionbelly, who gave us this report, something about, his ancestral hammer being hidden down here?
Oh, you didn't hear? Stormkirk's actually recovered his hammer already.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Where was it, then?
I believe it was found by chance, some sort of adventurers. I'm really kind of fuzzy on the details, but yes, Stormkirk.
Roll deception.
I'm actually really surprised you hadn't heard.
Roll deception, baby.
Roll deception.
Give me a second.
Oh my god! Yeah. The guard nods intently, leans over, and is like, Kobold checks out!
Well,
The others
Corellian
just-
holds their... Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, sorry.
While Corellian holds their attention, can I try and sneak to a better position where I can just have this one-on-one?
Yeah, I'll say because he yelled so loud, the other guards are just kind of like staring in his general direction. You can slip by.
Alright, do I need to roll stealth, or...?
Stealth with advantage, because deception is distracting him.
Alrighty. And...
Nice, yeah, you're fine.
Alright.
Alright.
What happened? I say to the mermaid.
You hear from within. Mayor Lionbelly's apparently decided we've been in business for too long. Something about teaching someone a lesson.
Are they trying to take out... Are they trying to remove the tavern?
Yes, she says with a long, suffering sigh.
And I start to wonder if this has anything to do with our previous encounter. What can we do to help?
Lay low. Apparently, you're on Mr. Lionbelly's shit list, so being seen around us when he already thinks you're a criminal isn't going to help our case any.
I can only imagine how that would go. Thank you for your assistance.
All right. Meanwhile, Treblon, you finish giving details as to the guy's questions about the stolen artifacts, right until he gets to, and Storm's Herald?
Storm's Herald was recovered a while ago. I believe that Stormkirk himself actually has the hammer in his possession.
Really?
If my information is correct.
Would you happen to have any information as to where the hammer was recovered from?
Oh, God. A cave of some sort. I believe it was somewhere in Port Miranda itself.
He nods. All right.
I don't think I could tell you more than that, honestly.
All right, then. And, so, Momo, back to the guard, pulling you away from jumping over the counter. Why so flighty? Why so flighty, little guy?
I am very thirsty.
Yeah, but there are like a whole bunch of other bars in here that aren't, being investigated right now.
I like to call this place home. Me and my party come here a lot.
Really?
Yes.
Any particular thing that drives you here? Or?
I look to Momo and sort of just silently give this motion of the hand just crossing over the neck.
No, not particularly. It was the nearest one I could find, and I'm particularly parched, so I forgive my immediacy, if that's even a word.
All right. And then as you keep talking, Bavagath, I'm assuming you're just standing there nodding to back Momo up.
Pretty much.
All right. A guard comes in from downstairs holding up a staff, yelling, "Captain, got something!" And you all turn. It is the Rat King's staff with several, rat tails tied around it. And he also pulls out a sack with a couple of potions on it. He's like, "Some kind of lab down there!" The captain looks over, nods, turns to Trevlon. "If you'll excuse me."
I look at
Sure,
Trev.
buddy.
All right.
Trevlon sort of grimaces as he goes away, and when he's out of sight, he sort of pulls his hat over his eyes and just goes,
Mr.
Just kinda
Duflane, if
quietly.
you wouldn't mind coming with me, I've got a couple more questions I'd like to ask you. And,
I want to signal for Mosca to burst in now, acting as scarily as possible.
all right.
Oh no.
So, you,
In the meantime, I
you give
walk
a
over
signal.
to... Oh, okay.
And
No, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. What are you doing in the meantime?
No, I can do this once we leave.
Okay. Moshka bonks up against the window. Bonks again. Then pushes the door open, scatters by your side, and goes, "Meh." The guards turn and kind of stare at Mushka. And then go back to their business.
I love her so much.
She's too good for this world.
She is.
Yeah.
Sick.
I
just pet her. You tried.
The guard captain calls over his shoulder. Can someone get the animal out of here? It'll disrupt the scene.
I'll nudge her to go outside and wait.
No. And she goes over to the door, bonks it back open, and crawls through.
I love her so much.
All right.
What a queen!
Now, as I was saying, and Tough Deer sighs, shrugs, gets out from behind the bar, and goes to follow him downstairs.
Beck.
I
I
am
really
worried
wanted
for him.
some water.
What are we gonna do?
Well, when he comes back, I think we need to. Well, I'm at least going to try and back him up. Make sure that.
So anyway, as I was saying about these rumors, Krellian speaks up to the other guards that are still in the room.
I'm doing this quietly. By the way, I should.
Actually, we ran into Stormkirk's caravan on the way into Port Mirandu itself. It was quite the sight to behold, and that's how I knew about the return of the hammer to his lordliness. Blah 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 blah. Tried to make enough of a distraction so that people don't listen in on my compatriots.
You know, since you got a nat 20, I'll allow it. All right, yeah, they're pretty much focused in on you right now.
Cool.
What are we supposed to do?
I guess I have to find my beverage elsewhere. And I try to casually slip out the door.
All right. Yeah, they're pretty distracted right now.
And I look grimly at Trevlon and kind of nudge my head for him to follow.
I nod and say, "You'll, if your boss wants to answer any more questions, you'll be able to find me in the post office. That's incorrect. The Journalism Guild. Send a note there, and it should get sent to me." Yeah. I look to the others and go, "We've got some quick business to take care of. We'll meet back here in, say, an hour, once everything's good and dealt with, yeah?"
Aye.
Alright, I'll catch you later, fellas. And Trevlon steps out the door and follows on with Momo.
Alright.
Oh no! Oh no,
Oh,
oh
no.
no, oh no!
Oh no is correct, that's bad.
That's terribly bad!
I mean, I think
What do we do?
that's true. I mean, the staff is there, and that's fine, because he left it there, but hey, I'm sure Toftir will be okay.
Tavern is good. Master.
The mayor has managed to convince them that he's a smuggler of sorts. I don't think that's going to go well.
I lean in, I put my shoulder onto Trevlon's, I put my arm on Trevlon's shoulder, and I lean into his ear. I forgot Moscow's right next to us.
Me too, I forgot to. It's okay.
We should travel further.
Okay, me and Momo, listen up everyone, me and Momo are gonna head off to the, Journalism Guild, and then, we shall meet up back here in the hour. You two can do whatever the hell else you feel like doing.
Yeah, we'll
What
be
about
back
the
shortly.
guards?
The guards, I think
I'm distracted.
they're distracted currently, they won't be doing anything too serious, and besides, Toftir shouldn't have anything to do with this. Certainly hasn't anything to do with the hammer. That was found. They won't be able to charge him for that, I don't think.
The guards cannot hear anything we say right now, can they?
Nah, you're out of earshot.
Alright, in that case I say, did you, what's they found the Rat King's stuff? Should we visit him again? It's in the prison,
that-
isn't it?
I think we should leave him there for just a little bit longer.
I mean, I'm going
Actually,
to the
it just
prison
occurred
later
to
on
me.
today to get the armoire, so I mean...
I'd
why
prefer
should
to-
I see him?
I mean, I'd prefer if we all went there together, you know?
Something just occurred to me, though,
You're better
actually.
at persuading than me.
Those potions, did anyone happen to notice if they were of recent use or anything?
Which ones? The ones that the wrecking made? Or
The ones that were brought out.
The ones that were brought out.
Oh, no, I didn't
Can-
check.
Can I roll? What would I have to roll to see if I noticed?
You weren't paying attention. It's too late.
Hecker, fuck!
Is there a window we could check through?
He's gone now, isn't he? They took them all downstairs.
Fuck.
Wah,
I'm
wah,
sure-
wah.
I'm sure we'll be able to find out when we get back, and that shouldn't take too long, theoretically.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to be in the Rat King still locked up, isn't it?
If it was made by the Rat King, no, you're right. But what if it was by someone else?
Yeah, true. Don't think about that.
I don't
Anywho, not really a problem. We're looking for Ren. So,
Anyway, me and
searching,
Trevor
I guess.
got to go.
Yeah, we gotta go. We'll see you guys later. Potato, I like.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
I give
I
Fab a
guess.
quick hug and I run.
All right. Off you go now on your separate ways. Thabagath, Mal, and Corellian, what are you doing?
I guess the only other lead we have on the Ren is Mermaid Boy. We've got to see him anyway, right? Wanna go see him?
Kailani? But Kailani's all the way in the City of Shimmering
I
Lights.
thought Kailani was here.
No,
Nope,
No?
very nice.
Oh shit!
very much no.
Fuck.
Well, I
Maybe
just
we have
need
to see him.
I just needed to buy stuff. That was my primary reason for coming back to Port Mirandu.
Wouldn't mind. Guess I wouldn't mind doing a little shopping. Actually,
Guess I'm gonna go and see Annabelle all by myself, I guess.
Annabelle, why are you going to go see Annabelle?
Well, I wanted to surprise you because I know that you like them, but we've got plans for the I can't remember what it's called, alchemy lab.
The Alchemist Lab.
Oh,
huh?
oh, you were gonna ask.
I thought we could ask. She was looking for a place to work. After all, we helped her with education. We'll get a scholarship. So I thought maybe
Why are
she.
you dragging her into this? She doesn't need to be part of it.
Oh, shut
She's a
your
good
mouth.
girl.
Yeah, exactly. And we're offering a good girl well employment.
Under the guise of that.
Shut
thing?
your mouth. Shut your mouth. Oh wait, what would be Irion's version of Jesus Christ?
Little do you know, there is actually a patron saint of being sworn at, Jesus Christe. The accent varies, but it's usually the same basic sentiment.
God.
I love it. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for my life.
I'm going to be using that. Don't let me forget this.
Just so
How
you
do
can
you
keep
say
saying.
that again?
It
Yes.
varies depending on the region, but usually it's the same sentiment and people will understand when you say, Jesus Christi.
Jesus Christ. I
Exactly, you're getting it.
love it. I love it.
Thank you.
So, scene?
So, scene, I guess. Let's go to the market because I think that can get done pretty quick. All right. So, you go back to the market district. Is there any shop in particular you were looking for?
I am looking for artisans' tools, particularly smithing tools.
Smithing tools.
Aye.
There is a smithy, and I'm sure they could have something along those lines. That would
Excellent.
be, as I look to what it was. Ah, yes, the dark helmet. That is where Bryce and his father worked. Bryce being the
Oh,
one you freed
perfect.
from the Rat King's
That's
dungeon.
right. That's right.
was gonna
The
hit
nice
there,
lad
yeah.
that I cured of a bizarre disease that was definitely not where rat lycanthropy.
Definitely
Yes.
not.
Absolutely not.
All right, you head back to the dark helmet. Ilfin Halfheart looks up at you as you enter, and he's like, "Ah, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. It's been many a day. Anything in
It's
particular
been
I can
too
help you
long."
with?" Yes, indeed. Anything in particular I can help you with?
Yes, actually. I was looking to acquire some smithing tools.
You want to join me in the trade, eh? I don't blame you, he says, showing off a little bit of his guns, kind of as a joke. Let's see, to get you started with the tools, that would be 20 gold. You have to find the training elsewhere. I'm, unfortunately, rather a busy man these days.
Alright. Yeah, definitely. I will hand over the 20 gold. Probably wouldn't need too much training, just maintenance while on the road and all that. How's Bryce doing, by the way?
Bryce is doing fine. Most of these days, he's out in the streets pestering the guard, letting him join, pestering adventurers, trying to let him join, pestering anyone who's going out into the wilderness, trying to get them to let him join. I think he's
trying to join the guard.
He's trying to join anyone that'll let him pick up a sword and fight.
I see. Interesting.
Don't we all go through a phase like that?
Yes. Boys will be boys and all that.
Yeah.
Was there anything else in particular I could help you with? I've got my usual collection of armor.
Well...
Go slave for asking this, but what's a splint?
Splint is... As I have the player handbook up and can look that up... Wee! Splint is narrow vertical strips of metal riveted to a backing of leather with chainmail protecting the joints. Basically, it's like half chainmail, half plate.
Okay, cool.
Remind me again, I know this kind of goes way back to many sessions ago, but did we get like some sort of discount for helping or something?
You got 100 gold for helping. I think you spent it other places on like beer and hookers.
Oh, that's right, I lost it thanks to the theater. Blame
Twitch chat.
Blame Twitch chat.
Good idea.
I'm out of character. I'm honestly trying to debate whether or not I should spend this or not.
Alright.
Great, good talk that told us nothing about your decision-making process.
Oh, piss off.
Sleep on it.
Fine, let me put it this way. Mal is looking at the studded leather for two reasons. One, better protection, and two, just to buy it out of spite, because fuck you, he's not spending any of that money on the fort.
I mean, 45 is... Yeah, I would say probably.
45?
It's a decent price.
He notices you looking at the studded leather, looks at your suit. Could be a bit of an improvement. Little scarier looking, but definitely improves what you've got.
A bit more protection never hurts.
Exactly. 45 gold for a set.
Sure. Look, sort of gives this glare. It's worth every penny.
What the hell's a penny?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And as you hand over the gold, he hands over a suit of leather. It is tough leather, similar to the armor you already have, but this is reinforced with some pretty close-set rivets in it, basically toughening it up from various blows. Congratulations, you now have studded leather armor.
This is just what I needed. Thank you very much, you two.
Of course. And as he looks it over, he notices you're carrying a whole lot of jewels, Corellian, and is like, I'm willing to bet Pulse over at the jeweler shop would be very interested in looking at and buying some of those, if you're in the mood to sell, of course.
It's actually a good point. That was on my next stop of things, getting some appraisals. But thank you. Thank you very much for bringing it up.
Of course. Happy to help. You've more than earned it.
Yeah, and keep an eye on Bryce.
I'm trying.
I'm sure. Best of luck.
Have a wonderful day.
Very good. Quick question before we leave. Do you know any reputable... Oh, that's a big word. Reputable places?
Wait, I thought you were heading for the academy.
No, I thought... No, I was with these two.
You lied to us.
You lied to me? Fine. Whatever, you're not going for the academy. You're with these two.
I was teasing them because they went fucking... fuck it, yeah, fine. No, I'll go to the academy. That's fine. So good.
Okay, so now after I say you're with these two, you decide to contradict me. I see how it is.
Fucking alright. What do you want me to do?
I want you to decide whether or not you're going to the academy. Final decision right now.
Go to the academy.
Okay! Great. Meanwhile, we'll cut away from them as you go to the academy. Thanks for bringing it up. On your way there, you hear a call out in the street. Oi, Thabagath! Don't walk away from me! You turn. Von Roxor, one of the wrestlers in your league, is standing, approaching you. Both of his arms are in slings, and you remember you were going to have a fight with him a couple weeks ago.
Ooh. Oh. Fuck. Hey. You.
You can't even bother to remember my name. How fucking typical.
Shit. We were supposed to fight, weren't we?
Yes, we were. There was a whole big deal for it. Lots of bets going on, all my proceeds going to charity, and then what happens? But yet again, a Goliath doesn't show up for a match.
Okay, going to ignore the racism there. Fuck, okay, I have no defense, I'm sorry.
Welcome to my world.
You're sorry. Minotaurs break my arms, put me out of a job, and the best you can come up with is you're sorry.
Shit. What are you doing now?
Well, mostly trying to drink, spending what coin I have in pocket, trying to look for a job that doesn't require the use of my arms.
Okay, quick meta question. In terms of and this is just bringing back to the landowning stuff, as I remind myself what it is. Battle rings requires one skilled hireling. Does that? I'd assume that means coach.
Coach, yeah.
Would that imply that he would have to get in physical, or would that be one of those stand on the side and teach how to do kind of ways?
I'm gonna go with he's kind of like Mickey from Rocky. He's gonna have to do some physical stuff, but he's not really a fighter.
Okay. Cool. Right. What's this guy's name again? Just remembering.
Von Roxor. I'll type it out in chat because I guarantee you Twitch chat won't spell it correctly.
Yeah, that was bad. Alright, Roxor. Fuck. This is entirely on me. Are you looking for work at the moment?
He just stares. And you're not even listening to me. Great. Amazing.
No,
I don't know what I was thinking.
Look, I don't know how to make it up to you, but I have come into a little bit of land, so to speak, and not at this exact moment, but I will very, very soon be looking for someone to manage a battle ring in this land. I really cannot make it up to you in any other way, but I can't think of anything that I can do to alleviate this. But if that's something you'd be interested in, I would be more than happy to give the position to you.
Don't make promises, Thabagath. You're clearly no good at them. And he spits on the ground in front of you and walks off.
Shit.
Meanwhile, at the prison...
Severe mood whiplash!
Mood whiplash! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Trevlon and Momo are going to the prison to, I believe, ask about the Rat King and see if, see if they have the armoire still there?
Yes.
Okay.
That seems wise. Yeah. So, Trevlon looks at Momo and goes, okay, so, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna pleasantly ask, first of all, about the armoire. We're gonna do business first. get that sorted. And then we're gonna ask quite pleasantly about Glencanal.
Glencanal, yes.
Descriptions only, mind you. No names. We cannot give this guy a name because, oh god, knowing...
Sweet lord.
Yeah, we don't want him to be...
Christe.
Yeah, he's still framed for... Or at very least, accused of murder. And that would be bad if he was, named, because he'd probably know it was us who did, because we're the only ones who know.
Yeah, that's right. So, what if they didn't give us the armoire?
Then we... well, okay, I not thought of that. We politely remind them that it was us, and I mean, we might... It is ours, so...
It is ours, so they'd technically be stealing it if they did not return it.
Give it back, yeah, so we could just...
Yes.
We could then, at that point, just do the same, maybe. That's a really bad idea, I know. Stealing from...
terrible idea!
Stealing from a prison, not so smart, but... Okay, let's just go in with the hope that talking it out will work, okay?
Oh, praise be our Lord, holy mighty. Alright.
Let's do this.
You head into the front desk area of the prison. Still there is the half-orc guard at front desk duty. Her arm's healed by now, actually.
Oh, thank God.
And she looks up at you and is like, "You find someone else you wanted to arrest?"
No, we just came back to get the thing that we dropped off ages ago. The big thing that...
What?
Yeah.
The wardrobe that you brought in the last guy in?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he tried to carry it out, but couldn't. Yeah, it's still there. We have it in storage. 10
Wait,
gold.
He tried to carry it out?
He tried to carry it out. It was hilarious to watch.
That's an amazing... You know what? Put it past him. Okay, cool.
Can we have that back?
Yeah, sure. 10 gold holding fee.
All right, fair enough.
I'll cover.
Thank you. We'll send Thav over and make sure that he's the strongest one out of us. He can probably pull it up. All that sort of thing.
Yeah, I grab 10 gold out of my pocket, I flick them all with my bird thumb, and I set it down politely on the table.
All right. She takes one of the coins, bites it, makes sure it's genuine, hands over a key, points behind her. It's in locker number 3B. Can't miss it. It's the one that's got, the wardrobe in it.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We'll send our big companion to get it, and hopefully he won't drop it on anything in particular.
Yeah. I'm terribly sorry about that again. Please.
On a different note, we're wondering, has the fellow we brought in, the blue-haired one, has he been seen around here recently?
I think he was found in the None of My district.
The None of My district?
None of my fucking business.
Fair enough. I fucking walked into that one. It was a street. There was a car in the street, and I stood into the road and just let it hit me.
Momo is holding his breath and on the floor, trying his damnness not to laugh. He's just...
Well, if he's not been spotted or anything like that, then that's probably good. We'd have known if a guy was doing that. Okay, we would have heard if he was doing what he was doing again. Yeah, that sort of science makes headlines.
Yeah, he did make a whole lot of noise about saving the world, and I didn't hear much of that around these parts anyway. So
it's probably rubbish anyway.
Or at least I hope it's rubbish. In any case, we'll go and find our big companion, and he'll get the armoire, and we'll send it off to our place.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, we will leave you to your job. Keep arresting people. And that's it.
She looks up and stares like, what? And that's when you leave. The classic Trevlon goodbye.
I
rest
reach
in
into my
peace.
pocket and toss a silver coin and just make the okay symbol with my hand, say thanks again, and I leave.
She definitely doesn't turn it down. All right. Okay, you are out of the prison. Where are you looking now?
Do we want to go to the Journalist Guild and turn in that article?
I wanna.
And then after that, we should probably look for Linquinol.
Yeah, or at least have another ask around the place just in
Yeah.
case.
All right. Okay. As you head to the Journalism Guild, we will cut back to Mal and Corellian at the market.
Okay, so maybe what I said was a little bit passive-aggressive.
Which
No,
part?
no, you're supposed to be playing Malafane now, Scott.
Fuck you.
Wait. Which part was the passive-aggressive bit? Because honestly, after a certain point, it all sort of blends together.
Look, I know that I know it's not exactly ideal, the whole thing just going on with the whole purchasing of stuff because the guy is a douchebag, but I know I'm working on it.
Oh, you're still on about the whole thing.
Yes.
You know, it's you should at least make sure that everyone is informed.
I mean, yeah.
I don't like playing an errand boy or anything like that, but you don't exactly have direct dealings. And so I think it would be best for everyone if you kept on top of that sort of thing.
And how easy is it exactly to be direct with people?
You're talking about something completely different at this point.
Never mind.
I meant
jewelers,
just-
right?
Yeah, and I meant just, keeping your journal up to date.
What are you talking about?
So that I don't have to explain situations constantly to Ez all the time.
You talked with Ez.
Yeah, of course I did. Why wouldn't we?
I mean, fair enough, but
I mean, he
Never mind.
exists, he has questions, he wakes up in strange places, has no idea what's going on. It's only right to inform him. Since, obviously, no one else seems to be doing so.
Mal looks at the ground the rest of the way there.
Right. I have gems that need appraising.
All
Do
right.
you as well?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You head through the market, Moshe trailing behind you. You get a couple of stares, but people are freely letting their dogs and cats run around, some stray, some belonging to people, so no one really cares that much until you
Dogs, cats, 5-foot stoats.
get 5-foot stoats,
It's
yes.
all the same.
A weasel the size of a man. And then you get to Pulse Jewelers, and you can clearly see Pulse, the tiefling owner, staring through the window, wide-eyed and open-mouthed, as Moshe is walking alongside you.
God, I love her.
Just sort of do a little hi, nod, wave.
He gives a quick wave back, and still looking at Moshe mostly. And as you enter, Pulse turns and is like, "Is that beautiful creature? Is that yours?"
Well, I don't think anyone can really own a creature like that, but she chooses to travel with me, yes.
She is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I would have to almost agree with you on that one. But yes,
It's a compliment.
she is divine.
Oh, you are not kidding, my friend. Where is my mind today? I am so sorry. You come in here for business, and business I can provide. How can I help you?
Of course.
We have some gems that we hope you'd be able to appraise if
Really?
that wouldn't be much concern.
Oh yes, of course. Let me see.
Corellian?
I will put my 3 unidentified blue gems on the...
He pulls out some jeweler's tools, jeweler's pick, a little magnifying eyepiece, looks at it, taps at it. Nothing especially valuable here. Looks like rough cuts of lapis lazuli. Not anything valuable. 15 gold total for the lot of these.
All right. You, Mel?
I put down 2 black gems and a small red gem that I had in my inventory.
These look like, let me see. Cuts of onyx, little bit of, ooh, this is bloodstone. Where the hell did you get this?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you.
Right, well, 20 gold for all these together.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. All right. As you hand over the gems, he gives you a total of 35 gold. Remind me who's got the big gem from Ashnalora?
You mean the one that controlled the thing?
Yeah, that one.
That would be. I think that would be me.
That was
Okay.
Trev, yeah.
All right. And the little pewter card figures and stuff from Ravanala. Who's got those?
Who did hold on to that?
Well, they're in my notes, so I might as well have
All
them.
right.
Okay.
And then, as he hands over the gold, his eyes kind of dart towards your pack, Corellian.
I mean, I do have a few other things that could use appraising.
Yes. Is that a gem-laden robe I see in there?
Indeed, good eye. And I will take it out and sort of spread it out on the table or counter.
He looks over the robe. Now, this little piece of cloth, it's of incredibly high quality by itself. That would be 50 gold, but these gems, banded agate, all 4 of them, 10 gold each, so 90 gold total for this beautiful piece of work right here.
Gosh.
What can I say? I know quality when I see it.
Clearly. Wow.
Indeed, you do. And actually, I think you were out of character. You were asking about the garnet, the very large garnet. I have that as well, since that was what Ravanala gave us.
Yes, of course. And the very large garnet. And as he's talking about knowing quality when he sees it, his eyes are very obviously darting to that one.
You do indeed have a good eye for both beauty and quality.
Indeed.
Obviously.
Well, what is there to say about this? Obviously, you've seen it with your own eyes. I'll give you 150 gold. It'll be a prime display case object. Something on your
Done.
mind, friend? All right.
But only because Mosca likes you.
Well, that's so sweet. So, he hands over for the robe with the gems in it and the big old gem. That is a total of 240 gold.
Gee.
Now, was there anything else you wanted me to look at?
I don't think so.
His eyes keep darting back towards your pack, Corellian.
Oh, yeah, also a few art pieces that we came across, some pewter figures, so on and so forth. You do deal more with gems? Is that in your wheelhouse?
Well, gems are my wheelhouse, but I consider myself something of an art collector, even if the art looks like gewgaws to other people who are not as well cultured as I. Come on, show them.
Of course. Can't hide anything from your discerning eyes.
Well, of course.
All right, pewter figurines. How'd they go?
All right. You bring out a set of pewter figurines. He looks them over. Quite a lot of them look to have been part of an ancient chess set, I believe.
A chess set?
Yes, for playing chess. No, wait. He looks them over. Dragon chess looks more like way more pieces than the usual chess set.
That's incredible.
Altogether, looks a bit worn to be used as game pieces now, but as a collection, I'd say they're worth 220.
Gold, I presume.
Gold, of course, yes.
You're taking this awfully calm.
Do you play Dragon Chess, Mel?
I I do, actually, but I've never really considered the value of it.
Well, perhaps you should consider it now. Carlian sort of like narrows their eyes at you, implying that this one is particularly your decision.
As in, do you want to barter?
Sorry?
As in, do you want to keep them or not?
Give us the money.
I think
Mal?
I think I'll pass. Thank you.
Oh well, he says, leaning back. I suppose it is a little bit out of my wheelhouse.
My friend is, my acquaintance, rather, is a bit indecisive. But
Sounds more constipated to
for your
me, but yes.
You're funny. You're a funny man.
We're in polite company, of course.
Oh, of course, yes. Right. Well, unless there was anything from my inventory, and he flashes another menu/catalog. Unless there was anything from my inventory you wanted to buy, I believe that should conclude our business today.
The miner's pick, is that like a full-size, like, tool, like, mining pick?
Yeah, it's basically like your war pick, except not suited as a weapon at all.
You know, I'll actually take one of your picks there.
Oh, of course, of course. Having another one in your collection, I completely understand.
It's definitely good to keep a backup, and also one that is used for more mundane tasks.
Oh, of course, of course. And then as you hand over the gold, he gets you a spare pick.
Anything you wanted, Mal?
I think I'm good. Thank you, though.
Right, in that case, you should probably get your constipated friend to a privy somewhere.
Aha, more jokes. Yeah, you should go into comedy, my friend.
I tried! They threw tomatoes at me.
That's unfortunate.
It really is. Bye-bye! Alright.
The chess set? Or...
No, we did not.
You did not sell the chess set. And I don't know why, but you didn't sell the chess set.
We did it? We did it?
No, you said you
said
fucking
no!
wanted it.
I said what?
I said it was your choice.
You said,
Phrasing, Scott.
you said no,
phrasing.
I'll pass. Meaning you would not sell the chess set.
I didn't mean it like. I need to learn how to
Okay, because I'm feeling generous today, you run back in and are like, wait, I actually do want to sell the chess set! And he
Bless our Lord and Savior.
buys it from you for 220 gold.
Tasty.
This is out of character, but I am horrible at phrasing things. I am terribly sorry.
Yeah, don't say.
Please
Don't
leave
say
me
it.
alone.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
Alright.
It's accurate.
So, as we cut away from there, over at the Academy with Thavagoth.
Ooh. Okay. I remember where. Fucking no, wait, no, I won't. Like, shit, she won't have stayed in that room that entire time. Okay, I walk up to. I would assume there is a foyer or reception or some shit.
Yeah, you head into the foyer. You ask around for Annabelle. They tell you she's usually working in the library around this time of day.
Thank you very much. Head to the library in search of the Annabelle, dearest.
All right. There are a couple people in the library now that the Academy is not being brutalized by a giant angry golem. And despite all this, it's not very hard to spot Annabelle. She's got a pretty distinctive dress.
Oh,
there
she
she
is. Oh.
All right.
Oh, what a woman.
She appears engrossed in a couple of books, but it's also not hard to spot you. So, as you walk up, she looks up and is like, "Ah, Thav! Great to see you. I can't thank you enough for getting me that scholarship. They even let me look in the forbidden section nowadays. Something about saving the Academy and owing me for saving their asses or something like that. Anything I can help you with?"
Sounds fair. Have you thought, and forgive me if this sounds cryptic, have you thought about employment after
after study here?
Well, I mean, of course I've thought of it. It's just employment's a little hard to come by. People usually like to stick to the one hedge wizard and whatnot, and there's only so much that a career in alchemy can get you.
True. If only there were some incredibly large and handsome Goliath who happens to have a need for an alchemist.
Wait, what?
Oh wait, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I got that. You're not very good at insinuating things.
Myself and the crew from before have come into some land. We're opening up a little alchemist lab, and we need a person of skill to operate it. And you were our person.
And she puts her hands up to her face, makes this high-pitched squealing noise.
And you were our first thought.
We still my beating heart. I'm about to faint.
I understand if you don't want to.
No! I want to very badly. And then people turn to her and go, shh, because it is a library.
Oh, I love her.
I fucking love her so much. Would you like to move somewhere a bit more open?
Like where would this be?
I don't have a map, do I? Can I?
I don't think you have the map of Irion with you.
We're in a library. There'll be a map of Irion, won't there?
Yeah, you look around, and after a few minutes, you find one.
Okay, we are here. And I point to where Batrand's Hall is.
She looks over there, starts thinking if she remembers anything about that area. That's where Batrand's Hall used to be, isn't it?
Still is.
You're renovating the place? Because last I read, it was kind of shit.
Yeah, but
Loving your enthusiasm.
but now we're in charge, and we're renovating.
Well, if you're renovating, I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot I can do out there. A whole lot that the Academy doesn't frown on. So, I mean, sure, if you know who to call if you ever get like a need for an arcanist or an alchemist or any of that sort of thing. I'm kind of a girl of many talents.
Well, that's great news. Thank you. I will have a letter sent your way as soon as we're ready to receive.
All right, of course. Always happy to be of service.
You seem a bit excited.
I'm very excited. I don't know if you can tell.
It's a little bit obvious.
I know. I'm not very good at hiding my feelings.
Okay, I won't keep you for too long.
Hey.
Have a nice day.
You too. And you head out of the library. And I will...
Smug fucking face.
Very smug fucking face.
Oh, I love it! He's too good for this world!
There are so many good girls in this campaign.
There are so many. All right. Meanwhile, over at the Journalism Guild, Trevlon and Momo have arrived.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm rubbing my hands together vigorously.
Excited and prepared.
Gonna start a fire there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burn down the source of information!
Destroy the media, take it all down.
All
Crush
right.
it.
Fake news!
Fuck. Fantastic.
Calendars in there! Calendars unfair!
Unfair.
So you head inside.
We do head inside. I want to first check my desk to see if I've been sent anything.
You have been sent a couple of official-looking notices from Mayor Morgan Lionbelly saying that you are wanted in questioning and not to leave town. Someone's opened them and torn them up and thrown them in the garbage.
I really.
What is it?
Well, some fantastic creature decided to send me some mail, say, "Hey, you shouldn't leave town. We need to talk to you," and somebody else has ripped them up, and basically saying, "No, you're not. You're doing your job." go away and do your job.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but right now I'm going to take it as a good thing.
If Mayor Lionbelly comes up to me and says, hey, why don't you stay here for questioning, I'm going to say, look, I didn't manage to read the notices that were sent to me. I only learned of them in post. They were destroyed before I could read them. That's the facts. I mean, they are destroyed, aren't they?
I don't think you should say they were destroyed. Say they were taken elsewhere.
I mean, okay, you know what?
That's lying. You're right.
I mean, either one.
Yeah.
Just destroyed is about as good as we can get. Maybe tampered with. I don't know. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's it's not lying. It's not telling the truth, but
makes it seem like I'm not responsible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
God, why did I think about lying?
It's fine. I occasionally think about it as well. It's like, it's an easy business. Like, you know, you want to do something, you want to get something, you can't really do it truthfully, so you do it the other way. It's just that usually when you do it the other way, you kind of dig a bit of a hole for yourself and others, and it doesn't really go well from there.
Right.
So, we need to have a chat with my boss.
Big man. I
big
hope
man.
He isn't still mad at me. Should I wait outside?
I'd honestly advise it. he might look at you, and you then look at me, and then connect the two, and then might get angry at me as well. I don't think he's angry at you necessarily. I don't think he's angry at you, but you never know. It happens.
I'll wait outside. He frightens me so.
He does. He frightens me too, but there we are. So.
Anyway,
and Trevlon knocks on the door to his boss's office.
and I pop a squat.
All
next
right.
to the door.
So, door opens up. Golmet Gadongo, your boss, is not in. Instead, there is his assistant, who is about as thin as Golmet is rotund, at the other end of the desk. His assistant, Nervin Whisperthorn, you know him, and it's like, oh, look who decided to grace us with his presence.
Yeah, hi, Whisperthorn. I'm back from a long excursion off to the Elfin City of Ashnalora. I come back with big old news, an actual story to tell, so, you know, I actually did work. Not entirely sure what you do in this office, but hey-ho.
I'm not sure what you do in this office since you're barely around, but who am I to judge?
I mean, I'm here enough. I get the good stories, I think. I would assume
Alex,
I do.
do I hear any of this?
The door's still open, so...
Oh, joy.
Anyway, let's not argue and attack each other like we usually do. let's just put this report here, and I put the report about the Fae happenings and the way that it was basically poisoning the animals and all that sort of thing on the desk. And if you could possibly tell Gormat that I've currently, I'd say, moved residence, but I didn't really have one. I have a residence now, so any mail that's sent to my desk can also be sent to my new place.
Well, congratulations, but I'm sure it won't get to him for quite some time. He's out with his grandkids right now, and you know how he hates being disturbed with his grandkids.
I would not want to even go near him when that happens. I'm pretty sure the last time he was even spotted near that, like, he was out and about in the town, and I was in the same park, and he looked at me, and then I ran, and that was the end of it. I'm pretty sure if I did literally anything else, he would have fired me, and that would be bad.
Good times.
Anyway, yeah. Paper there. Print it if it's good. All that jazz. Don't... Also, shit, before I forget, do you know who actually... There were some papers on my desk there. They got ripped up. Do you want to know who did that, if I may ask?
Oh, who else? The boss man.
You know what? I'm not even angry at that. I'm not even frustrated or anything like that. I'm actually kind of glad. I am not in the mood for whatever the hell Mr. Lionbelly wanted me to do. In any case, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go next. I shall send a message or a memo this way when I know for sure when I'm next going out to do some reporting. Yeah. I'll see you later.
Good luck with that.
And I close the door.
All right.
I give a sort of grimace at Momo and I go, I love that guy. I'm allowed to be slightly mean to him.
He doesn't make me as furious as the other guy does.
Oh, no, he's a complete weasel. It's fine.
He looks like a weasel.
He is. He definitely is. I'm pretty sure he was descended from one, but I wouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Somewhere, Moshka looks very hurt.
Oh no!
How could you?
Fuck.
I'm so sorry!
All around her are familiar faces.
I'm really gonna commit die!
Anyway,
Anyway.
I'm sick.
Yes, we'll now head back to the tavern, I think, and tell everyone what's up.
all right. For pacing purposes, you all reconvene outside the Fiery Grog Tavern.
Hello, we are back from our excursions, and good news, Stav, and basically everybody else who was interested in this. The armor is ours. Go and snatch it up when you can, Stav. I cannot carry that.
Okay, I also have good news.
Yes?
Annabelle would really, really love to be our alchemist.
Excellent. When we get the alchemist lab good and up and running, we'll be able to hire her pretty quickly if that's the case.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
We also have good news. We might be rich.
Might be?
What do you mean?
Well, a good amount of the things that we were given as payment and, reward were fairly valuable, so we do have some more money to put towards things like improvement, equipment, general, so on and so forth.
Oh, cool. What was the total?
Well,
Well, I got about... Crawlian sort of, glances about, making sure nobody's, around the vicinity is listening too closely. Well, I got about 250 or so gold for gems, robes, other miscellaneous objects, and Mal actually got something nice for the dragon chest set.
yeah, but that's nothing in comparison to what you got. I mean, that shared... Jeez.
Wait, you telling me that you
What?
sold... Oh shit, I forgot I still have this thing. And I pull out the orb, and I go, we're going to have to sell this at some point as well, won't I? This orb's just here.
No, I'm not sure if I was listening or not. How much did you say you got for that, if you don't mind me asking?
A little over 200.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's
Huh?
over 400 in total.
Holy
Could
shit.
we maybe keep it down while we're in public? Thanks.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
sorry. I'm very excited.
Yeah, me
No.
too.
If we've got other things to do, we can reconvene in a pub or bar and split it up if that's how we decide to go.
Yeah, let's go inside and make sure Toftier's alright.
All right.
Hopefully.
Wait. What if the guards are still there?
It's been an hour. I'm sure they'll be gone by now.
It's been a little more than an hour.
Sure, because they went into the basement, they found the rat stuff.
No.
All right.
I mean, the rat stuff is... there's no actual rats down there anymore, so they should be fine.
Look, if they're still there, we'll just turn around and do something else for a while.
You head back into the Fiery Grog Tavern. It seems to have gotten a little bit back to normal. The mermaid dancer's gone home for the day. Guglug's still there, working as bouncer, gives you, polite nod. As you go in, guards and the usual patrons are all sitting there just kind of chatting it up. Doesn't look like they're asking, questions about smuggling or anything. And at the bar is a Goliath in an ill-fitting chef's hat and apron.
Oh,
The chef is there.
interesting.
Good.
Do you have a picture of this guy?
I do not.
We've met him before. He was just the chef.
Yeah.
I think that the
Right.
shock factor is purely the fact that the bartender isn't there.
It's been ages since we've seen the chef.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful boy.
Yeah. Should we check on that?
Yeah, I'll walk over. Thavagath will walk over to the chef and be like, "Hey, where's barkeep?"
He looks at you, kind of squinting, mouth hanging a little bit open, and goes,
Oh, okay.
Do I interpret that as anything in particular, or...?
You interpret that as... Oh.
Okay. Right. Actually, can I just repeat what I just said in Giant?
You totally can. You repeat what you said in Giant, he looks at you and goes...
Alright, not getting anything out of him. Well, alright.
Hold on. I have an idea. I pull myself up onto a stool, I stand up, look at him directly in the eye, and say, ale.
He nods, goes, and starts pouring you a mug of ale. And then he points at a menu saying, ale, 1 copper.
I grab a copper and I slide it to him.
Alright. He grabs it, puts it in a jar, goes, slides the mug of ale over to you.
I catch it.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna go outside and ask Guglug.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
At least he understands this, and I hold up the mug.
Alright. Corellian, say again what you're going outside for?
I was gonna go ask Bouncer Guglug if
Alright. You go
talk to him.
Talk to Guglug, and he say, oh, yeah, they took Guglug to Citizens Jail.
Are you sure about that, Guglug?
Only Citizens Jail. Well, that's good at least.
Only Citizens Jail for now. I think they're still looking into exactly what that cavern down there means. Something about base of operations or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of shite.
Wait, base of operations for what?
For whatever they're framing him for.
Yeah, for smuggling. Apparently that's how he gets goods to and from Port Miranda.
Oh, Jesus. There's...
Do you reckon that's true?
No.
No!
No, I'm talking
No!
about fucking...
No. Why would he be a smuggler? That would put us all in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm, it would.
Alright.
We've been through this already. I know.
Hey, Thav, I have an idea.
Wait on me.
So, you're going back to Citizens Jail to go get the armoire anyway.
This is true.
We could always just front the money to get him out, and you could put him in the armoire.
Why would I need to put him in the armoire if we get him out through money-wise?
Because the guards were the ones who were looking for him, and the less they know about his whereabouts, probably the better.
Okay, but... And bear with me on this. It's completely out of character for Thavagoth, I'm sure, but this is me speaking. Wouldn't us getting him out when they put him on the citizen's arrest only, paint a bigger target on his ass?
Not only that, it would paint a target on us as well, more so than we already have.
I mean,
if it's a majority vote, fuck it, but
I'm not saying that we probably have some form of semblance of protection given our, new patron and all.
I would say we're not quite on the page of him putting his neck out for us just yet.
Yeah, true. You're probably right, but at the same time, being held in Citizens Jail and then probably being shunted off to real jail once they figure out something to pin on him is kind of a it's a shit situation.
True. Ooh. It could have
an idea, big guy.
He brings out his little sheets of paper that he excitedly brought out earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And points down at number 3 on commodities. I do have plans to make a tavern.
Very true. Could always bump that up.
Are you implying that we'd be converting, or what's the word this is Scott speaking, what's the word I'm looking for? Moving
the Fiery Grog from there to
tavern to here?
Didn't they say they were trying to put this place down.
Actually, you're not with them, Momo. You're busy doing something else we'll get to in a moment.
Ooh.
You're right.
But yeah, no. What they're basically saying, they're trying to get this place down.
I like the way you think, Thav. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of irons in the fire, so I don't know if we'll be able to get anything built in time. But definitely, the Fiery Grog challenge was certainly what's the word? Iconic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Question is, how would we go about doing that without, well, Mr. Lionbelly noticing? This whole thing was schemed up by him.
Oh, we can wing it.
All right. You come to a plan of action and go back to get Momo. Momo, would you care to share what you've been doing now that no one's really paying attention?
Gladly. Momo, after having his ale, he went off in some other place and he found some dead rat carcasses.
Oh, as opposed to live rat carcasses.
Yes.
Listen,
Okay.
listen
The word
here, you
carcass.
smartass! Listen, I know what I said, did I stutter? He found some dead rat bodies. And he... asshole. He didn't cringe. He actually took some interest in them. He remembered his dream, and he squats down next to them, and he starts doing some weird stuff with his hands, and then the rats start to kind of move and twitch a little. And Momo's kind of smiling. He's like... and then he starts playing with these rats, like reanimating them and controlling them. And all the while, he's got this growing smile on his face as he's messing with these dead rats.
All right. And as the rats start to move at your command, you hear the door to the tavern open and the familiar voices of your friends. And as your attention is drawn away, the rats fall back down to the ground.
I stand immediately back up and I just... Hey! Did you find anything out about, the barkeeper?
Citizens jail.
What? Why?
Why do you think?
Good point. Are we gonna get him out?
No, maybe not yet. We need to know... We need to make sure that... what's the word?
We've got a place waiting.
Yeah,
I believe
basically.
The plan of action is go over there, grab the armor, and if possible, have a chat with him. I don't think there's any rules against visitors.
Can't we
can
just pay for his, stay as well? Can't we just pay to get him out?
We can try. I mean...
There's no sign of old Ren yet, by the way, is there?
Nope.
Yeah, we haven't really investigated that much.
Honestly, he'd probably be able to find us no problem, no matter where we are.
He seems
Now that
like
I think
kinda
about
guy.
it. I feel like he's told us outright that he's that kind of guy, but...
Yeah. Anyway. What's the plan of action now?
Go to the prison.
Aye.
All right.
I guess so.
You all head over back to the prison, go back in. The half-orc woman at the front desk looks up. It's like I said, wardrobe's in 3B, you can't miss it.
Thank you. And then Avagath just goes off and grabs that. You guys do what you do.
Excuse me. Would it be okay if we chat to one of the prisoners currently?
Which one?
We're Toftir.
No.
Duflight. Why?
Being held on suspicion for crimes against the city and the crown. Not able to be bailed, not able to have visitors. Still an active investigation, all that.
Why the hell isn't he in regular jail then, if that's the case?
We are still trying to determine the exact scope of his crimes.
I
only know it's
from here.
Apparently there was a big old underground smuggling system he was using to get potions of some kind into and out of the city.
It wasn't that.
Really? What was it?
A fella was living down there, and this was something that Tofty didn't know about. This person was an alchemist, and he made a lot of unpleasant things.
I remember that blue-haired fellow that we brought in the armoire.
Yeah, that was his.
That guy.
Man,
Well, that wasn't his. That was the guy that we brought in was the one living under. Yes, you get the point.
Yeah.
So you're saying you bailed out another criminal who you knew to have been using that system?
He wasn't a criminal, more like a well.
Davagath immediately perks his head around the corner and says, I'm sorry, bailed?
Yeah, points to Momo and Trevlon. These two paid for his bail.
You
Sorry, just for posterity.
Did
one more time,
what?
What were you saying, Phil?
Just for posterity. What? One more time?
Okay, I'll do it slower just for you. These two bailed out the blue hair guy.
Alright, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
You did what?
We did. Well,
If you'll excuse me, I'll be waiting outside.
Oh, no.
Okay, look.
Carline's like out the door.
Yep.
They're gone.
Bye.
By the way, what time is it?
It's around mid-afternoon now.
Okay. What possible reason would you have to bail that man?
He was
What
an
possible
innocent.
reason would you have to bail him out?
He's an
I think
innocent
he was-
man.
And I think that if he was given a second chance, he might do something good.
He didn't kill his wife.
Okay. Okay. Me and my armoire are going to be waiting for you outside. Thank you very much, Mr. Guardy Woman.
Mrs. Guardy Woman, you absolute rat fuck!
My apologies. You're a very beautiful woman. Very beautiful. Beautiful.
I will choke the boy out of you!
Don't threaten me with a good time. And he just kind of looks down a little, not mad, just disappointed. Down
Ooh. That's the worst.
as he cuts out the armoire.
Oh, my heart, no!
He waits outside, and the look at you is very specifically the please stop talking in front of the fucking guard kind of look.
I think we should now.
I look at the guard and say, if you can give us any information about Toftir and how he's doing, could you send it our way?
No.
Fair enough. And, you know what? I'll talk to Mayor Lionbelly himself when the time comes. Thanks.
No, he won't.
Why
He
not?
already has our heads.
And
He wants to talk to any of us right now.
actually, he does want to talk to me specifically about this, I think, very thing. He sent me a letter about questioning. So I think I have a perfect right to talk to him. And he also-
you wrote
but-
about that, didn't you?
But first of all,
Can we
We
go
should
outside?
yeah.
Outside.
Yes.
So you heard that, I presume, pretty clearly.
Yep. Alright, you all head outside.
Carline is like on Moska's back at this point, very like sort of just like absently like braiding her fur, kind of like the fur around her neck.
Yeah.
They're trying very hard to keep a stoic face on.
Davagath he's just leaning against the armoire in a way that doesn't knock it over, and he just looks down at you. It looks down at you too. Looking down at you as if you're smaller than you already were. kind of looking down. You know,
I
the
feel
one.
minuscule.
I feel tiny.
And he waits for you to be, you know, close enough, like at his feet kind of closeness, you know? He just looks down and says, I'm sure you had the reason.
Yeah, I did.
But it's the fact you didn't tell us. Why?
He's innocent.
Okay.
That's not the question that
That's
Thom
not
asked.
the problem.
This isn't about him, I think, Momo. They're asking why we didn't trust them enough to say. And I at least have a reason. My reason was that I didn't really know you guys that well, at the time at least. We'd been on, one adventure? And it takes time for me to really figure someone out. Or at least a lot of deep conversations.
Okay.
And
But consider this. Sorry, one second, I had a sentence in my mind. He points at Corellian. This beautiful bastard, and myself, as far as we were aware, were loathed beyond comparison by this man. He wanted our heads. And you let him go
How long ago did
without
you let him
letting
go?
us know.
it was after we got the information about Glenquinol, about his real stuff. We asked about it. We talked about it a lot. And
I need a time frame.
after our mission at the academy, a mission?
Would have
Our
been a couple
quest.
10 days ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, we know you didn't see eye to eye, and we know that that person did often say that he wanted to murder you, and that's understandable that you would be angry that we left him out. But the fact of the matter is, he was not in his right head. He was down in a cave that was poisoning his mind for months, maybe years. And I think we managed to break through to something when we were down there. Something human. Or it's human?
yeah.
Elfish, whatever the word is. He seemed like he really wanted to change.
Enough to pull the hood over your eyes, check off, and do whatever it is he may be doing now. And how can you be so sure that he was so innocent to begin with, considering what he was accused of before we found him in that hole?
When we talked to him, he told us that he didn't kill his wife.
And
He told you.
You trusted that?
Okay, Mr. Okay, mister. How many people do you know that have been sort of chewed up by the system? Just really just fucked around by the government and the people that are leading them, and just been sort of forced to admit to something that they've never done. You ever been in that position?
Navagath at this point raises his hand, looks around ever so slightly and says, me?
Alright. Do you know how shitty that feels? To see someone go through that?
Yes.
To be that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I'm familiar with the feeling. And I also know it takes more than a few days of sunlight to get over.
The fact of the matter...
Okay, look. I can happily protect myself. He's got the big, fluffy thing. We haven't been attacked so far. I'm still a little bit pissed that I wasn't told that the guy who wanted me dead was loose. But whatever. Can you hear? Fuck, sorry, no, it's some drunkard screaming, like...
I was like, I thought that was like
Yeah,
the
we
sound
heard that.
effect.
Yeah, I think that was the soundtrack.
No.
God.
No, that was outside.
That was amazing. Holy shit.
I love it.
I'll call it
outside
part of the
my
soundtrack
window.
if you will.
Sure.
Okay.
What was
Okay.
it?
Pretend that didn't... It's part of the soundtrack. Don't make me look out my window.
It's not a bug, it's a feature!
So I'm still pissed. I'm going to, and at that point he just hoists up the armoire, looks down at you, says, I'm going to find a caravan. I'll get back in touch with you before the end of the day with the game plan.
Yeah, okay.
And then he just storms off with a furrowed brow.
Storms off.
Just carry. I will say that this scene hurts me, but it is slightly undermined by the fact that he's carrying a giant fucking at the same time.
That doesn't affect me at all. I know this feeling so well, and my heart, it hurts my soul. I am bleeding.
I mean, I'm bleeding. Trust me, I hurt. I hurt.
I hurt so much. Momo feels so bad.
Shouldn't have lied. Shouldn't have omitted the truth.
You two have anything else to say? Do you have any more pretty words?
I don't think so. Mayor Lionheart said he wanted to see me. I'm gonna see if I can talk to him about getting him freed. Some point in the future. Soon, maybe.
I'll go with this one.
Yeah. And that's about it.
Well, best of luck. I pray for your safety.
I'll be fine. I've dealt with him before. He won't bite. Even if his lion is his name, he's fine. Right. I will see you all at the tavern when we can, or at least whenever we can find old Ren, and get that sorted. Get on a new journey.
Do you need any help, Trev? With that? Carline's very obviously not making eye contact, but asks anyway.
I think I'll be good on my own, and I think I need time to think this over.
Fair enough.
All right. So, and thus we split the party.
Gods.
Walrus, is Momo going with Trevlon?
You can come if you want.
Alright, I'll go with you.
Never say
All right. So, so for Thavagat, doesn't take that long to find caravans looking for work. Since the roads to Ashenalore have been cleared, a whole lot of people are looking to get back on schedule. You find one who is looking to set off the very next morning. Should be about a 3 days journey to Ashenalore, and then you can do what the fuck ever afterwards. And they are paying 2 silver a day for bodyguards.
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. All right, got that done for plot purposes. So, Corellian and Mal, are you going to do anything particular tonight?
I'm going back to the Fiery Grog Tavern and taking the Fiery Grog Challenge.
All right, great. I'm going to assume you keep on drinking no matter how badly it turns out for you.
You're absolutely right. And if it feels like I'm about to keel over, I'm just going to use some lay on hands and keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
And keep.
I'm going to make sure that nothing bad happens to you. Thank you.
All right.
You don't need to babysit me. I think I can handle
Babysitting
myself.
is the right word. Looking
Back
out
off,
for one another.
Malafane.
All right.
No, thank you. I think I'm good.
Okay. And for pacing purposes, Trevlon and Momo, as you get to Mayor Lionbelly's mansion, the steward at the front gate says he's not seeing anyone for the rest of the night and tells you to go fuck off, basically. So you come back to the Fiery Grog Tavern, heads held down like an ashamed dog.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna wait outside for a moment. Too much tension, so much tension, you could cut it with a knife, and I can't walk through it.
Actually, I kind of want to do the same as well, just a minute.
All right. You instead...
Trevlon kind of Traveling kind of, like, as he sees the tavern sort of hang backs a minute, and he sort of takes a very, very deep breath and just sort of takes his hat off and sort of looks at it for a little bit and then puts it back on. And then, is there something nearby on the ground that's kickable?
Sure, yeah, there's like some crumpled up papers on the ground.
Yeah, he kicks that shit fucking hard. He just tries to just kill it with his foot.
Alright. Halfling's feet are pretty big, so it goes fair distance.
You know what? Mal goes outside. Is there like a tree or just anything that could act as a training dummy or something like that? Just to like a punching bag or something?
Trees, not really close to the Fiery Grog Tavern. Also, it's close to night, so it would be S heading out, so...
Oh, there goes that idea.
Momo looks at Trevlon. I don't want to go in.
No, neither do I. I am not in a good place right now. I don't think I'd even be... What the fuck did I do? Why did I do that? And you can see that Trevlon's like putting his hand on his head, like a little, like very exasperated and tired.
Hey, it's not entirely your fault. Listen, it was my fault too. I agreed. I helped along with the idea. So, this is just as much as my fault as it is yours. Don't take all the blame.
I lied to them. I lied, generally.
We didn't know them. But
it doesn't...
They were in our party, and we lied to them. We thought it was best.
It should never be. And at this point, Trevlon sort of sits down by the wall and sort of
down
just...
next to him. I, press my back and slide down and just hold my head in my knees.
You've probably noticed by this point, but I'm not a fan of lying or liars.
Yeah.
You want to know why that is?
Why?
A while ago, when most of my family had moved out, and me and my mum were kind of struggling, I found someone offered me a job. It seemed like a pretty simple job at the time, and all I had to do was get some information and get out. It was pretty easy information. It didn't seem like anything. And then when I came back, I got clocked. I didn't get paid. And then things went bad after that. The point is, I essentially got lied to. And I realize now, but he didn't lie. That person told me to do the job, told me everything about it. He admitted the truth. He admitted the truth, and that's... I think I forgot that that's basically as bad.
It is. Yeah.
We need to tell the truth. And not just not lie, but let them know...
not sugarcoat things either.
No. We have to make sure that we give everything. Because Lord knows that if we don't do that, then things like this will just keep happening, as they always do.
And I'm gonna be honest, if I have to deal with another disappointed look from Thavagath, I'm going to keel. I can't handle that. Anytime my mentor looked at me that way, I had this pit in my soul and I could not bear it until I just had to make up for it. And I don't know how to make up for this.
I don't know how to make up for what I did either. And Trevlon looks very sort of like he's thinking about something completely different, not necessarily related to the armoire. And then he blinks and he goes, "Oh, right, you're right.
You alright?
Just thinking about bad times. We can make up to this. All we have
How?
to do is make sure that we stick to what we now know, to what we know is good, and what we know works and makes people happy and makes us decent people is to tell the truth. That's all we can do. We can't fix things sometimes. At least we can't do it easily, but we can build it up. Sometimes people aren't as quick as to just sort out. You can't just flick a switch and they like you. It takes time. And to be honest, we do have time. We just have to make sure we use it wisely from now on.
Yes.
Trevelyan takes off his hat and looks up to the sky and just takes a deep breath and goes, "If I ever see Glyn Quinol again, he better be saving our lives, because if it's any other instance, I'm gonna slap him so fucking hard."
And you have every right to, because he basically lied to us.
It's shitty, but I kinda hope he was captured. Or something bad happened. Because that way I'll know that he wasn't a bad guy, but... I suppose only time will tell.
Yeah. I'm not normally the one to say this, but it's gonna be okay.
I think you're right. Right, let's kickstart this. Get this goodness. Then it's everything's going to be all right by going in, facing them, and getting better.
Honestly, I don't think I can deal with that right now. I'm just going to go straight to my room and cry myself to sleep. Don't tell anyone I said that.
An apology goes a long way, mind you. Just keep that in mind.
You're right. You're right.
The both of you head back into the tavern. Momo heading straight upstairs to his room to cry himself to sleep.
No, I'm gonna apologize like a big boy.
Okay, never mind then.
Thavagath is notably not there.
Thavagath is absent. Presumably he has found a caravan and is heading out.
Corellian is plastered, but they're sitting at like one of the tables, and they are very like studiously sort of like fumbling at it, but they're like working at like some of the copper and silver wire that they have, and they're making like some sort of like a contraption thing, something with a spring, and like it doesn't seem to be working out quite right with the tinker's tools, but you know that happens when you've taken the fiery grog challenge a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Since the transformation probably happened in between the challenge, S has making sure to stay a distance from Corellian. However, that isn't keeping him from poking jabs at him. For example, now, what did you think that exactly was going to accomplish?
Yeah, basically, you're being a supervisor who doesn't do anything and gets credit for all the work. Got it.
Exactly.
Smells like a direct quote from some time in the previous. But Corellian is like muttering like sort of under their breath in Draconic, which I'm pretty sure you don't speak as.
Nope.
Yeah, just interspersed with like growl, like just this like low grade like growling throughout the whole thing, as they're basically just cursing at their claws not working right with the tools as they're trying to put this thing together.
This amuses me.
Maybe we should save our apologies for when people are feeling a little bit more
conscious.
Yeah, good idea.
And when everyone else is here.
And Trevelyan nods, and basically, sort of.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go back to a sitting spot that I like.
You don't want to talk at all?
Hey, Momo, come on over here. Come watch this wonderful failure over here. It's quite amusing.
I can feel that.
I'm
from all
laughing.
the way over here.
I'd rather not.
Well, suit yourself.
All we'd like to do is apologize. And
Apologize.
long story.
We did a long story short, as we did a bad thing, and we want to apologize.
No, you should inform him. He doesn't know. Go on.
Fucking ow.
I walk over to S. I sit him down, and alright, so do you remember Blinquinol, the blue-haired fellow?
Oh, Ratman? No, absolutely.
Yes, Ratman. Well, and you also may remember how we locked him up in the armoire.
Did he escape or something?
No, not exactly. Me and Trevlon let him out. We bailed him, and we didn't tell anybody.
Huh. Well, alright then.
Yeah, I figured that would happen, fucking.
We lied about it, and everyone was mad at us, and we wanted to say sorry, because it was a bad thing.
I mean...
More than bad thing. He was... Momo just flops his head onto the table, just...
Feel a light stroke through your feathers. It's water under the bridge. I'm sure everyone else will forget about it by morning, or at the very least, they'll be a little bit more receptive, I suppose.
I doubt that's heavily for some reason.
Hey, cheer up, bird brain. A kid. But honestly, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. I've made several. It's almost like my life is an entire mistake.
Oh, come on, don't be like
You laughed way too hard at that.
I really do. It's kind of depressing.
Before Trev decides to, Trevlon looks at Curly and sighs very shakily, walks next to him and says, on the off chance that you do remember tonight, sorry. Again.
You know, I can just sober myself up right now if I want to.
Well, why haven't you? I've been enjoying this display.
Because I wanted to be sure that it was necessary, so I didn't waste the money. So should I, or shouldn't I?
Oh, that's up to you, my friend.
I'm not asking you, Ez. I'm asking Trevlon.
To be honest, I'm not sure if whether or not drunk you is scarier than sober you.
Didn't think I was that scary.
You can be. I like it about you. That's the thing. Yeah, let's get sober, and I can say sorry. For real.
Sure, just give me a sec. And like Carlian sort of like sweeps the tool, like packs the tools up, like sweeps the wire into their pouch, and sobers up with flay on hands. Cure that poison, BB.
Technically, it's poison, but B.
Oh, I need
just
to
sort
see
of
this.
like shakes their head and just, well, you came back with pretty words, so yeah. Go on.
We know you're not going to be able to forgive us just yet. Maybe not for a while. Me and Mum will get that. We're sorry. And we're going to try hard to make sure that this never happens again. We're going to tell you what's happening. All the time. Promise.
How much do your promises mean, Trevlon? No, I'm not accusing. I'm asking. What do your promises mean to you, Trevlon? Because I know what my promises mean, but I want to know what your promises mean.
A promise is when somebody is trying to tell, for me at least, it's when you're saying you're going to do something and you mean it. You're truthful. And I'm saying this because I mean it. Because I want to be truthful.
As sweet as your words are, Trev, I sincerely hope that your actions are just as honeyed.
They will be. And Trevlon sort of straightens up a bit. Because he's sort of committing it to himself now. I promise you that. They will be.
Trevlon, could you take that quill of yours for a second?
What are you doing with it?
Oh, no, it's not what I'm going to be doing with it. It's what you're going to be doing with it.
What am I doing with it?
I have a strange feeling that the boy isn't exactly going to be too receptive, but maybe if you wrote him a bit of a written apology in the journal.
That's a very good idea, Ez.
I want to write one as well.
I have a couple of those every now and then.
All right.
I open the journal and I offer it to Trevlon and Momo.
Trev takes another look at Corellian, nods, and says, I'm going to try, I swear.
You just hear like a bit of a chirr come from Corellian. Just they sort of nod and, well, I'll pay for a room or a few rooms, whichever.
I think you're good for payment. And Trevlon takes out his coin purse and looks at the chef and goes, how much for rooms? And that translates to...
He pulls out the ledger and he says, yeah, you still got a couple days left on the lease that Momo, or whoever was with Momo, you don't know, paid for.
Fantastic, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. And, does Corellian have a pack?
Yes.
How tricky would it be to slip something into it?
Corellian is more focused on just going upstairs and opening the window so that they can cuddle with Mosca right now.
Aww.
Trevlon sneaks the statue controlling stone into the pack. And heads over to the journal.
Momo's written his apology out.
And so has Trevlon.
It says about precisely 57 sorries in it.
Oh, that's a bit overkill, don't you think?
Not enough. I'm stopping myself.
I like you.
Trevlon.
Also... Yes.
Trevlon takes the quill and writes, Mal, I don't want
to... ...
Sorry, lol, hashtag, whoops, humble brag.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't write that. He writes, Mal, I apologize for what I've done. I'm going to do everything to make sure I never do it again. That's a promise. And that's it. All right. Trev heads to bed.
All right. You all eventually head back to bed. In the morning, Thavagath has set off on his caravan journey for the sake of expediting the story here. Nothing really of note happens, and you lot spend the day looking around for Glinquinol / whatever name you're deciding to call him, and Old Ran. You don't get any luck. Apparently, they've gotten pretty deep into cover. No one really remembers seeing them. Then the next day, you head back towards Baton Rance Hall, and that journey has nothing really of interest. The next day, after you get to the hall, Thavagath gets to Ashen Alora, And the caravan guy says, right, you're free, go do whatever the fuck, I don't care. And that's when you take the armoire of invincibility over to Omar at the Chief Dwarf.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, that was easy. Guess what? You still have to talk to him.
Good thing Thav is alone and definitely has a great charisma score and is good at bartering.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing that Thab is alive
And is definitely here right now.
currently.
Fucking
Phil.
definitely, he hasn't abandoned us.
Phil.
He's back.
Phil.
Oh, whoa.
Phil,
Oh, there he is.
welcome.
Hello, you need to sell armor.
Yeah, you've
Sorry,
made it
I
to the
didn't
Chief
realize I was
Dwarf,
muted.
and you carry in the armoire as Omarin looks up and stares at you.
Ta-da!
He looks around. This is this is the thing you say is invincible.
What? What do I have on me? Oh shit, I don't have Storm's Herald anymore.
Nope.
That's still in my. Sorry, I'll just delete that real quick before I forget, because I
Delete this, nephew.
It is gone. He is. Would you like to test it out?
Yeah, I'm not just gonna take your word for it.
Okay. It's Great Club. He brings out Tharagath brings out his Great Club, brings the armor outside to a place where no collateral will occur, and just takes a big, huge swing at the armor.
All right, you swing with all your might at the armoire with satisfying whomp. It is undamaged. Omarin goes over to investigate, pulls out a great axe, and goes, "Chung!" buries it in the armoire, pulls it out, not a scratch on it.
If anything, it looked like the axe was buried into the armoire, but then he pulls it up and then the axe is dented.
No, it's not dented, it just didn't do a damn thing. So, he looks at the armoire and he's like, stay right there. And then heads down into the cellar. Couple minutes later, you hear, move!
Oh no.
Oh yes!
He comes
Guys,
out
way.
in full armor and fires like this cannon shot directly at the armoire. And this loud boom erupts as it explodes against the armoire. And as the dust clears, it is perfectly unscratched.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
He flips up the visor, stares, flips it back down. 2,000 gold.
Can you make it 2-5?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
Come on, big money.
Come on.
Papa needs a new pair of shoes!
I need new feet. Buy them.
I need feet.
Need feet and don't be disgraced.
He stares and is like, no, I agreed 2,000. You're not flaking on me now, are you? And he
I was just...
He gets right up in your face as he's asking.
No, that guy's just a big grin saying, no, I was just trying to be cheeky. Oh, yeah, 2,000, that's great.
All right. He, just get inside. I'll be with you in a couple of minutes. As he heads back down, a few minutes later, he comes in out of the big suit of armor with a huge-ass sack of money.
Oof, BB.
Yeah. And during that time, you've spent a lot of time looking around at all, like, the interior decoration stuff he has for sale, like barrels, furniture, paintings, and all that. And he's like, was there anything else, or are you ready to get the fuck out of my face?
Can I look at his inventory again?
Yes, you can, as I pull it up.
Thank you.
Technically, you got in my face.
Oof. Let's see. Ooh, the log doghouse. We can put Malphine in. Okay, that's nice.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay,
Why is everyone so aggressive? Everyone except Annabelle, they're all so hostile.
I know. Well, not everyone, Kailani.
Kailani's very
Kailani
nice.
and Annabelle are
Mizuko.
beautiful children.
I like
Mizuko, yes.
have an idea, but I don't know if I'm allowed to nudge right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
But-
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not
for it.
saying that Stormkirk said that it would be difficult to find an altar to Malil or anything like that, but
I was just looking at that. I was about to ask. I was waiting for you to say your thing because I was like, oh, is there something I'm missing? But no, I was actually about to say. I was looking at the altar, 20 gold, made to order. I was going to say, would it be worth grabbing that, or can we trust that what's his face is going to be able to get what we need, considering the fact we paid for it? Alex.
It would be reasonable to assume you could get something. This is definitely a more fancy thing than you'd get.
A more fancy thing. Fuck it. Worth it. I'll say, are you familiar with Malil?
No.
Can you get familiar with Malil and make an altar?
Looks over at that. Be like, you coming back to pick it up, or do I need to ship this shit somewhere?
How long will it take?
Where are you going to? Where do you need it shipped? Never
Oh,
mind
no, I
how
was gonna
fucking.
say-
Never mind how fucking long it'll take. Just assume I'm good at my job and get it done real quick, okay?
I was going to say I could just stay here and take it and grab it off you and then go back. Assuming it was only going to be a couple days.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Couple days. Try a couple hours.
oh fucking, I'll just pick it up and
Sure, whatever. 20 gold up front.
20 gold up front. There you go.
All right. You hand over the money, spend a couple hours dicking around in Ashenalora, and come to pick up your altar.
There we go. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Just make my math right, because I fucked it. No, wait, no. It's 2,000. There we go. Alright, sweet. Pick up the altar. Thank you very much. Grabs it. I'll throw the altar into the thing, or forget it. How do
And
you
you
spell
just-
Malil?
Sorry, what?
How do you spell Malil? Malil?
For Malil, yes.
M-I-L-I.
Oh, how do you spell it?
M-I-L-I-L.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He thanks him, bows a wee bit. It's not as in a full bow, just like a head nod kind of thing, and then promptly fucks off.
All right. You
To find another caravan to get my ass back.
There aren't any caravans that go to Baton Rance Hall currently, so you're hoofing it. But
Oh no,
for-
I meant from here to at least whatchamacallit?
what,
Port
Miranda?
Miranda. So I'm not booking it by myself all the way from here to Baton Rance.
Too fucking bad. I'm gonna say, for the sake of narrative, you go back up to Baton Rance Hall on foot carrying an altar, and anyone who wants to fuck with you sees you're carrying a huge-ass altar by yourself and decides, nah, fuck that.
Oh, in that case, fuck it. Sure, that sounds badass.
he must be crazy.
Yeah.
God.
It takes you a couple days, but you arrive back at Baton Rance Hall, altar in tow. Your companions have been there for a couple days themselves, which means that the stable and gardens are now done. And we will get back to them trying to improve Baton Rance Hall in the next episode.
There are now
Feeling woo-woo.
there are now several people worshipping Thavagath with the under the fucking y'all seen those pictures of Jesus carrying a cross?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Dear
thank
God.
you.
That same shit.
Jesus.
That same exact shit. the Goliath
Jesus
god
Christo.
carrying the symbol of Malay.
Jesus!
Jesus Christo.
All right. This has been an interesting episode. Maybe tomorrow, dramatic things happen. We'll see you then.
Yowza.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Later.
Later, taters.
Welcome to the post show.